Hello.
This is us live, is it?
Yes. And if you're watching the stream as it happened, there was a little transition-y doodle. Oh, there it goes. Oh.
Well, you love your transition-y doodles.
Oh. I've outdone myself. I hope you like it. It's maybe a bit
ostentatious.
It's pretty neon.
We love neon.
Yeah,
look at my lights right now.
That's what I thought. It matches Ellen at the very least.
Welcome everyone to Behind the Beards. This is our monthly YouTube hangout and stream where not only is this a chance for us to chat together and chat with you, but we play ourselves a little here TTRPG game. We've done this once a month for a little while now, so of course that's what we'll be doing today. One thing right off the top of the bat, if you were listening to us on Twitter as we talked about doing this stream, we had mentioned that we were going to be doing a little game called Fiasco. However, we ran into a bit of a fiasco of our own and found ourselves, at least for this month, unable to play that game. But of course, like the savvy Australians that we are, we have a solve. Ellen, what is it that we're going to be playing today?
We are about to be playing Lady Blackbird by John Harper. It's a very fun little, I think it's no more than 10 pages or 10 actual pages of a book that you can just jump in. It's a wonderful sky-punk, steampunk, space piratey adventure with pre-generated characters. I've played it once for Don't Forget Your Towels podcast, but I've also played it for fun. And not for content. I know.
I was going to say, you played as both a player and a GM, that's right.
I did, yes. It's very fun. And there was a whole lot of flirting going on in my not content game that I was stoking the fires. Very fun being a GM. So, just to run everyone into the game, there is a nice little scroll, so I will do it in my best Shakespearean. Lady Blackbird is on the run from an arranged marriage to Count Carlo. She hired a smuggler ship, the Owl, to take her from her palace on the imperial world of Elysium to the far reaches of the Remnants, so she could be with her once secret lover, the pirate king Uriah Flint. However, just before reaching the halfway point of Haven, the Owl was pursued and captured by the Imperial cruiser Hand of Sorrow under charges of flying a false flag. Even now, Lady Blackbird, her bodyguard, and the crew of the Owl are detained in the brig while the commander of the cruiser, Captain Hollis, runs the smuggler ship's registry over the wireless. It's only a matter of time before they discover the outstanding warrants and learn that the Owl is owned by none other than the infamous outcast Cyrus Vance. How will Lady Blackbird and the others escape the Hand of Sorrow? What dangers lie in their path? Will they be able to find the secret lair of the Pirate King? If they do, will Uriah Flint accept Lady Blackbird as his bride by the time they get there? Will she want him to?
That's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions. So we are set in this space punk adventure. There should be pre-generated characters on page 3. 3 onwards. Nope.
I was just going to say, Sean may have been away when this was discussed. Where is the book? Here, found it.
Shattered world circling a dimming star.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
very cool.
It's very cool. Your space is basically just like the wild open seas. You can technically even breathe in it, except for certain areas, which are like the planets where the pirates like to hide out because there is a dense fog and it can strip certain ships.
Reminds me of Sunless Seas or Sunless Skies.
So, I think it is probably good that we have a Lady Blackbird.
Right.
No Lady Blackbird NPC.
No. I'm also unsure. I might jump in and be a character.
Well, I'll put my hand up. I'm Lady Blackbird.
Excellent. And also important to have Cyrus, who is the ex-Imperial soldier turned smuggler and soldier of fortune, the captain of the Owl.
Well, unless you particularly would like that, Chris, I'm happy to
Go
give
for it, Sean. Go for it.
Vance a try.
Excellent. So we have Cyrus Vance,
Yeah, sorry.
Sean Flurl, and Lady Blackbird, Phil Harker Smith.
How do you do?
Excellent. Chris, who would you like to be? There are several characters. I just think it's
Snargle.
important that Snargle. I was going to jump in and possibly be both storyteller and Snargle because I don't think Snargle is super important and can be dropped in as an NPC while I am also focusing on running the game. But it is entirely up to you, Chris. Do you see anyone who takes your fancy? There is the pilot.
I'm happy to be Naomi Bishop, the former pit fighter and now bodyguard to Lady Blackbird.
Excellent.
Naomi, beat up these riffraff for me.
Wonderful. And so, as you see on your character sheets, there are traits, and there are also keys that you will be able to use in your game. So when you are trying to obviously do something, you roll your dice with, you start with 1. If you have a trait that can help you, then you can add dice on. So say if Naomi needed to beat up those thugs, as has her lady commanded her, then you would use the trait. So you start with 1 die, then you've got the trait of Pit Fighter. Now, for every little tag under Pit Fighter, so you will see, Chris, that you have the traits that come under Pit Fighter: Combat Tested, Brutal, Living Weapon, Fast, Hard. The ones that are in brackets are ones that you can gain later on.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're like, I'm going to come at them hard, so I'm gonna get a die. I get another one for being trained in pit fighting. I'm combat tested. There's another die. She's going to go pretty savagely. There's another one. And she's maybe not particularly fast, but she's just going to absolutely beat them down. So then with the tag of hard, that's 5 dice in all.
Okay.
And I'm fairly sure, yes, it's 4 or higher that we're looking for.
You need hits.
Okay, so 50-50 is 4 ups.
Usually 3.
Yep,
Cool. And it's just add a dice per trait section you can use on it. Simple.
Absolutely. You can also help out your fellows. You give them a dice from your pool. If that person succeeds, then your dice is forfeit. But if the roll fails and you did not succeed in helping, you get that die back.
So you have a running total of 7 die you need to keep track of.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's your resources. Okay, good.
Yes. There are also your keys. So they are certain attributes to your character. If you hit them, I give you experience points. Or you can, more importantly, get extra die as a result. It's very interesting that you'd look at your keys and secrets, because you will need to be utilizing them. So, for instance, let's use someone we're not necessarily playing. Snargle, his secret is he can change his shape.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
Yes, I say that because the people on the Owl would know that secret, but there are certain character ones that we can also discuss in-game, but make sure that your characters don't let on to the other characters. So there are some secret longings, secret crushes. There is a secret identity that we already have with Lady B. Everyone's reading.
Oh, yes!
Yeah, we're all reading.
Trying to
Relationship
learn
stuff.
this goddamn character.
Yes. It's pretty simple. And the fun part of it is we all know some of the secrets, the players, but obviously you're going to be treading a fine line in character roleplay.
When you hit a key, you can do one of two things: take an experience point or add a die to your pool up to a max of 10. Okay.
Yes.
So you start with 7, you spend them for extra rolls or giving to other people.
Yep. So if I, as Snargle, were to hit my key of conscience, I don't like to see anyone suffer, even enemies. Hit my key when I help someone who is in trouble or when I change someone's life for the better. You can also buy off your keys, which is going against them. So the buy off for the key of conscience would be ignore a request for help. Then you can substitute a different key. Is everyone cool and up on that?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
I think so. And if not, we'll learn and make mistakes as we go.
Excellent. That's what I love to hear. So, you are imprisoned in the brig of the... Let me look up the ship again. The Hand of Sorrow. The Imperial cruiser. Where you have been detained. So, Lady Blackbird, or, as she may be known to most of you, Natasha Siri, with her trusty bodyguard, Naomi Bishop, and Cyrus Vance, captain of the Owl, along with the rest of the crew, have been imprisoned in a dank, dirty cell somewhere on the lower depths of the Imperial cruiser, the Hand of Sorrow. The water drips around you. There's an old skeleton in the corner, still in shackles. What are you going to do to break out of here? How will Lady Blackbird and the others escape the Hand of Sorrow?
Is there a guard in here?
There is a guard who is patrolling up and down. It's kind of like a hallway where you can see cells on opposite sides, and every so often you hear the clink, clink, clink as his keys jostle up and down with his steps. So that he would do that every...
Naomi, make yourself ready. Help! I'm choking, help!
Really thought that was just Phil there for a second. Oh god, stop the stream!
I'm gonna use some cunning, some deception.
Excellent. Yes, you are obviously using deception. Anything else?
Misdirection, because I'm only pulling them over here so that Naomi can reach through and get the key. It's misdirection, right?
Yes, I will absolutely allow that. So, give yourself 3 die.
3?
Dice.
Okay.
Is anyone looking to assist you?
Can someone assist my ruse of being choking to death?
You know what? Like, Cirrus is gonna look to make it a little bit more dire than that. It's like, and you know he's gonna relish the opportunity to get close and put his hands on Lady Blackbird. So he'll go as like, well, I guess if it helps the scene, and he pretends to start choking Lady Blackbird. Like there's a fight going on inside the cell that they'll have to like break up. So he's gonna use his
Oh, you just give me a die. You just give me a die. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
For now. Yeah.
But what skills in particular are you... Give Phil a die, but what skills are helping you?
You tell me.
I was about to say. So, I think he's going to be using his deception. Because he's not actually choking her. It is a fake choke, and that is very deceiving.
That's very deceptive of you, Sean.
And, he relishes the opportunity to put his hands upon her lithe neck and feel her scent overwhelm his nostrils. He's very enthralled by Lady Blackbird.
I would say this is a difficulty 2.
Difficulty
like
2.
2 successes.
So I've got 4 die here. I'll just so I'll grab one from my pool as well. So I've got 6 left.
I'd like to help you as Snark.
1, 2, 3. I got 3. Guard comes over.
Excellent. Yes, the guard comes over, not used to as well seeing ladies as delicate and seemingly well nourished and
Hey, I'm
fair of face.
passed off as a commoner here.
Yes, but there is still something. Do you think there's still something?
I have a noble bearing.
Yes, yeah. There is something striking about Natasha, whatever it may be. Who's to say? That he's just not used to seeing someone like that be involved in a brawl, and so he. All right, you break it up, and so
killing
he's
me.
like,
Killing me. He's killing me.
Absolute. You
Killing me. Naomi, hurry up. He's killing me. Naomi, hurry up. Hurry up, Naomi. Do something.
So he's unlocking the cell.
Yeah. He's unlocking it.
He-
Excellent.
Yeah. He's coming because he's going to come step inside.
Yeah.
I will kill you.
Naomi's gonna wait until he steps in.
He does.
Yeah, and then silently, how are we shackled? Are we bound to the floor, or what's the deal?
You're not
we're just
shackled because you're just in prison.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Naomi is going to quickly bonk his head against the steel frame of the door that he's just opened.
Excellent.
I love a head bonk. What are you rolling?
I'm going to use brutal,
Yeah.
living weapon, fast, and hard.
Excellent. Love that. I'm gonna say it's also a 2. This guard has put himself in quite a precarious situation, but he was so because of your success, he was so just taken by the immediacy, and also looking at particularly he's a bit of a misogynist, and two women in this cell, they're not gonna harm me.
Question
So take
for you,
him
Ellen,
down.
about the rules.
Yes.
Do I get to use other things? Like if I couldn't combine stuff on my pit fighter.
No, it doesn't really. It's a bit confusing, but the way I have played it is you stick to one trait and
Right.
try and use the tags underneath.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
if
just
you
think
have a
that
trait
makes it
that
a
can
bit
help
easier.
you,
3.
start with 1 die. If
4,
you have a trait that can
5.
help you, so you start with 1, add 1 for a trait that can help you.
Mm-hmm.
If that trait has tags that apply, add another trait for each tag.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So I start with 1. I add 1 for pit fighter.
Yeah, and then any
I then
tags
add
under
1
pit
for
fighter, you can chuck
brutal, living weapon, hard and fast. Okay.
Yeah.
For a total
Yeah.
of 6 dice.
in. So if
Excellent.
I would argue if you're brutal, that you've got a really conker's head. It's not just a
Oh,
lie.
Yeah. No. That's fine.
The last time I played this, someone had Naomi attack someone with like literally ripping something off the wall.
Oh, good-o.
That was a closed coffin.
And that was, I needed, it's
2.
4's up.
Yeah, 4's
Yes,
up.
it's 4's up.
I got
I said
2.
2. Yes,
I got 2.
excellent. Because this guard has been foolish in stepping into your trap, your rooms, but so you bonk him. Are you just looking to like knock him out like adventure style, or
I'm using brutal and living weapon.
closed casket? It is.
Yeah, I would like bits of his brain to like be on the metal. I think is the appropriate amount of
Excellent.
force there.
Okay, yeah. So let's
it's
say
quite
that
brutal.
you force his head. It cracks. Bits of the his blood spurts across to the other cell, and a very haggard prisoner in the other cell lets out a "He's dead! He's dead! Come on, lads!"
I think,
Shut up.
even though it's very clearly obvious that what's her name, Kate, Naomi, sorry, has eviscerated this man's face. Cyrus is still. Yes.
Yes,
you will
okay.
be-
That
you
will do.
be conquered.
Quite enough, Cyrus. We need to return to the owl.
Um,
It's quite enough. Thank you. You may
right.
unhand me now.
he'll unstraddle himself off. Yes.
Oh.
We need a plan. Where?
Does this fellow have a weapon?
I was about to ask, Does he have a weapon, and how many?
Yes.
Yes.
6.
So on his hip, he would have a kind of is it what are the like a cutlass?
Saber.
Oh, actually no.
Cutlass?
Yes, I think he would have more of a fencing-ish.
Like a rapier?
A rapier.
Yes, a rapier. I believe he would
dueling?
have, because the pirates, your lot would more likely have cutlasses, whereas this is part of the Imperial force.
Well, don't you know I'm trained with a rapier and in fencing, so I'll flick the sword up with my foot and catch it in the air.
Oh, Phil, did you just hit a key? I think you hit key of the Paragon.
Paragon, yes.
As a noble, you're cut above the common person. Hit your key when you demonstrate your superiority or when your noble traits overcome a problem.
So I'll flick it up. So yeah, that can be my key. I'll take the XP. So I've got 6
Cyrus,
dice,
how do you feel
1
about
XP.
I was going to say I realized this before, but I believe that the entire plan that Cyrus came up with was for the key of hidden longing. He only came up with that because he wanted to have his hands on Lady Blackbird. So I feel like that's my particular key as well.
Yes.
Absolutely. Anytime their key of hidden longing gets hit, it makes Ellen a very happy GM.
We must get you back to your ship.
I'll take the die, by the way. I'll take the extra die to my pool.
Excellent.
For that key.
So everyone, be on guard with your keys, because they can be hit so often in a game, and sometimes I just miss them as well. Naomi, I think you would have.
I just
gained
got one.
something.
I just got
Key
Key
of the
of
Guardian. Oh, Key of
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
I killed an
Yes.
Imperial.
Yes, you didn't need to. And it yes.
I did.
Oh
Ellen.
no, but that's what I
No.
mean. Like,
And that's what I mean.
yeah.
So he
So you get that key, good sir, good lady.
I picked the right character to play.
Cyrus dusts himself off and he starts talking as he's executing the following. So he's gonna start undressing this guard and start putting on his garb. It's like, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna don this here uniform here, play out as if I am now the guard, and I'm gonna escort you two lovely ladies up to a different cell per the higher ups, and we'll make our way straight towards the owl and off into the ether. What say you? And it only took about 30 seconds, but you'll find he's completely now in the uniform.
Oh well, I suppose
Naomi will look to the lady.
Well, it is a good ruse. It might get us closer to the top decks. I think you'll have to go along with it, Naomi, and I'll have to surrender my blade for the time being.
Yeah. Hands out me as he takes the hand off from Lady Blackbird. He lingers his hand upon hers as he takes it and goes, you know, I too am very, very adept with a sword.
Oh. I'd like you to roll for that, Sean.
Oh, you know what? Absolutely. In which case, I'm going to use my warrior status. I'm going to use my sword. So it's only 3 die, but I reckon I can do it.
You know,
you get one base die as well.
Yeah, that's included.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I love making flirtation an important rolling.
That's his thigh. That's going to be 2 successes.
2 successes. Excellent. Lady Blackbird, are you charmed? Or Natasha, should I say, are you charmed by this man's use of weaponry?
I'm going to resist it with charm and presence. I'm going to hold myself. I'm
like a lady.
Trying to keep my flusteriness. I got 2 successes.
Okay.
So
you're it's a simmer, I'm going to say. There's definitely like something between both of your eyes, but you're not.
I have a type.
You have more important things to do. You have a type.
Well, I'm off to marry a pirate king, so a dashing soldier of fortune is kind of in the same region. So
I wish I could find my fan. So I could
Watch
use
where you're pointing that.
Don't worry, I'm quite experienced.
Naomi, be ready for anything.
Or anyone.
Did you see the pilot anywhere? He's a rather charming.
Do you mean
Snargle.
Kale?
Snorgle's the pilot. Is he in one of the other cells? Where are the rest of the crew?
I'm going to say, yeah, they're further down.
Well, we must
You
free
weren't
them
all in prison
first.
together.
And he kind of sighs, like, well, if we have to rescue Snargle, I guess we better.
So, as you head down, you will see your crewmates. And I'm going to say, about to enact the exact same plan that you had. So, Snargle and Kale Arkham are going through a half-hearted attempt. No! Don't attack... No, this Snargle. This is when you attack me. No! Someone, please! No, you have to... No, this is when you come... Yes, I know, but it's a plan, you see.
Is there another guard, or am I the guard on this kind of block?
Yeah, this is the lower depths, so they only kind of have one guard patrolling at a time.
Imperials suck. They're suck.
They really do.
So I think Cyrus will take his time, but he'll slowly come up to the cell. He's got the keys that we use to open his cell, and he'll just very silently open the gate, just so he can watch what he thinks is quite an inferior acting performance take place. Just kind of lean himself against the cell, and just kind of watch.
Please, sir,
Bravo!
Captain, hello.
Such
Snargle.
commitment!
Snargle and I were about to break you all out. In fact, it's a funny story. We had this whole thing planned, and
we don't have time for it. I'm afraid. I'm sure it was spectacular.
Yes, it was indeed.
Jesus. I understand why Cyrus does not enjoy Snargle.
Well, actually, we had the whole thing was unlocked ages ago, but we want to draw the guard in. Yes, yes. That was bad planning on our part.
Well, no, it was fine. We did that first. We did the same thing. You can see a bit of his brains on the uniform there.
Oh,
Cyrus notices that for the first time.
So it was a good plan. It was a lovely plan. But now the next stage is Cyrus is going to escort us up to the higher deck, and then we're going to make a run for it, while Naomi kills as many people as we can.
Yes, it is a magnificent plan that I came up with, and I'm ready for us to execute.
See, there is brains over brawn here, but apparently the brawn won out. I'm gonna hit Snargle's key of banter.
Oh, banter! He's got a banter key. I love it.
He's got a banter key. Excellent. So now your whole team's together. There are a whole bunch of prisoners down on these lower levels who are just kind of like, as you walk past, they are kind of rattling cans. Or someone, please let me out. I'm a guard myself. I just wanted extra porridge. Please.
What do you think,
Please
Naomi?
help me.
Shall we disrupt the Imperial plans by unleashing all of these poor prisoners?
Is Naomi a mute?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just a woman of few words.
You just talk a lot.
In action.
You just talk a lot. I love it.
Whatever do you mean?
Okay, I'm going to unlock all the cells on our way out. Wait, that kind of spoils our plan where we were meant to be doing a sly escape.
Yeah. Otherwise, I have 10 other jobs I have to do, to pretend to be a guard and then wrangle everyone else, or just ignore them.
Well, these poor people.
Well, there are always poor people.
This lady over here, we can't refuse the people, especially ones who want to go against the Imperial Empire. This is a terrible character choice for Snuggle, but
I hate that voice.
I have to stick with it.
So
I'm
much.
sorry, I made a commitment.
Ellen.
We'll have to help them.
I think Cyrus will I'm imagining Snug was quite a diminutive goblin.
Figure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he can be anything.
That's true. He can be any
Can
size.
change his shape.
But
He
currently, as in his default
Yes.
is rather short, yes?
Yes, I imagine so as well.
I feel like Cyrus will try and try him by the scruff of the neck to point him forward and just be like, onwards and forwards, stick to the captain's plan, Snargle. And he'll attempt to I think he's going to utilize one of his traits here. He's going to try and intimidate. So that's one of my tags underneath Survivor. So is it fair to say that I'm using a tag without using a trait? Because it doesn't seem like Survivor fits, but it seems like Intimidate fits. Or do I just include that by...
No, you include it because it's under the trait, yes. Yeah.
So
well, we might have a bit of a roll-off then.
Yeah.
Because...
His better nature it wants him to free the...
Yes. And he is also quite sly. So I'm going to use his sly trait.
So he's going to try and secretly unlock...
His craftiness, his sneakiness, and his distractions.
Okay.
And he also has bluff.
Well, then I'm also going to... I think I'm trying to put on a tough voice as well, and just kind of put him on the straight and narrow. So that's
Let's see.
It's going to be 4 dice.
Threaten to throw him overboard.
Yeah.
That's what I think Chris would love if Snargle goes at this point.
Well, are you going to pilot the ship, Naomi?
Sure. I'll just throw it.
How many successes did you get, Sean?
4.
Oh, excellent. Snargle only got 3.
Haha, suck it, Snuggle.
So you can see that he was kind of while he was hanging, his feet were growing and shifting to become little claws so that they could sneak the keys out from your pocket. But you managed to stop him dead in his track as his little claw inches closer and closer.
I think he's got one hand on the scruff and now the other hand holding his 2 legs together. So he's got him
like a chicken.
Yeah. It's there'll be a time and a place for that. Now is not that time. Snargle. He'll set him down, face his head forward. March on, soldier.
Okay,
All right, let's go.
Hopefully he moves along.
Yeah, I think I'll have to keep the how many of you? There's 4 of you in front, so as the guard. It already looks weird, like one guard escorting 4 people, but we'll roll with it.
With the crew of the owl, we all to be interrogated together.
Yeah.
So what is your plan forward? You escort up. You head up the stairwell to the upper levels.
Trying to navigate our way topside and then to see maybe where the dock area is or where our ship may have been.
With are we 2 ships kind of grappled together? Is that how it is?
The Imperial, yes. Obviously this is a game for yes-anding, so I'm gonna say the owl is docked at this point, but also compared to the size, the Imperial, the Hand of Sorrow is like your Star Destroyer, right?
Oh, right.
Or even bigger. I always imagined it like the Titanic of many levels.
And the owl is little...
The owl is made for a small crew.
Okay, cool. I love it.
Yeah, there are the owl. That's right. It was once a cargo ship, but it has been extensively customized. Oh yes, there's actually a relative size comparison.
Oh,
I might
lovely.
just share my screen.
I was going to
quickly.
say...
No, you'll just destroy the overlay.
Never mind. I shan't.
So this is like...
I see, yes.
The Firefly being being taken on board the big Alliance cruiser.
Yes,
oh my gosh, I see it, yes.
The owl is 48 meters. A sky squid, for comparison, is 139 meters. And the hand of sorrow is a whopping 550 meters.
Oh, it's massive. Okay, cool. Well, we'll have to find where the owl is attached then.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if the hand of sorrow has like handy kind of legends that are like on different, this way to like, dock, bridge, hotel, buffet.
Yes, and Sean, being an ex-Imperial soldier, Cyrus, there are markings sort of haphazardly carved into the side so that previous guards can be able to tell what's where, if there are any kind of changes, chalk markings, just as a kind of offhand way to alert other guards to what is up, what if anything has changed. And you would be able to read that since you abandoned the Empire.
That is exactly right. I'm a former Empire soldier.
Yes, so as you sneak up the stairwell onto one of the, you're upper level now, but you're still very much in the lower depths of the hand of sorrow. So tell me, you're looking at a key, and what is it that you're seeing?
So yeah, he looks up on a key and he sees that there is two. He would say that the dock is on the most important. He says yes. I can see where the docks is. I can see where most likely our ship would have been kept. But unfortunately, to get to that dock, we have to go through the cafeteria of the Hand of Sorrow, where a lot of the soldiers, a lot of the people on board the ship would frequent. And the problem is, maybe some of those people might recognize him as a former Imperial guard himself. But it's the only way to get through.
And Natasha, they might not just recognize Cyrus.
Well,
I give a longing look. I give a meaningful look.
As Phil quickly reads up a character sheet he's quickly unfamiliar with.
I'm in disguise. The key of the imposter.
Yes, but you'd have to be able to.
I imagine Lady Blackbird, she's wearing like kind of 3/4 pants, a little doublet, like a flat cap, her hair's bound up. Very much a sort of like, vagabond style. Young master, out on adventure.
Yes. Wait, so is she in drag? Sorry?
Kind of, yeah.
Or anything?
Yeah.
Nice.
Either drag or tomboyish, yeah.
That makes Cyrus canonically bi. I like that.
It's like it's like Zach Brannigan and
Leela.
Lee
Lemon. Or Shang in Mulan. It's what I was going to say. Excellent. So, even though you're being called Natasha? It can be a man's name. We don't know. It can be a gender fluid name. So
Nathan.
Yes, you would have you have to head through the cafeteria, which is still some levels upwards. Yes. What is your plan, Cyrus?
I mean, Cyrus's plan is quite simple, right? Like keep the four people in front of him. He's escorting them to. Oh, he's having to think on the fly because he didn't think this far ahead. But if he's going to try and take them straight to the docks where his ship is, and if he happens to be stopped for any reason, he would know the name of the commander of the Hand of Sorrow potentially. Or I'm roll for that with his ex-Imperial soldier trait. But the commander has requested that the entire crew be brought to her for questioning. So he was tasked with bringing them from their cells to the commander.
Captain Hollis.
Captain Hollis, yes. So Captain Hollis, has asked that I bring these four brigands. Not sure where. Well, Cyrus is already being questioned there currently, so I'm taking the rest of the crew to be interrogated. Yes.
a bold strategy, sir. I applaud you.
I love it if no one even asks. Just...
Yes. So as you head forward, you're kind of winding your way around. I might ask for a roll of some sort.
Yeah, I'm
probably from you, Cyrus.
Well,
to
yeah,
able
I'm
to
happy
navigate.
to. I was going to say I've got a I'll use my base die. His trait of ex-imperial soldier, being that he is somewhat he's an exiled member of the Empire, but he also has a little tag of maps. So his ability to read said maps and to try and not get lost.
Excellent. I'm going to
fucking ship.
I'm gonna put this at a 3 because you've been running the owl. You defected a long time ago. And the owl
upgrades. Yeah.
Yes, and running the owl, and haven't looked back on those days for quite a while. So give me a roll, please.
I'll help. I'll have glanced at the evacuation diagram on our way through. So if he gets lost, I can elbow him and point him in the right direction. So you can have one of my 6 remaining die.
Hey, beautiful. So I will roll one more. Oh, good. I needed that. So I had 2 successes plus yours puts me on 3 successes.
Okay, and
Excellent.
I'm on 5. Pool 5, yeah.
Beautiful. Lovely. So you managed to kind of wind through. What is it that helps Cyrus navigate his way through the owl?
Like I said, there's an evacuation diagram, like muster stations, like what to do if somebody sets the place on fire. And when Cyrus is about to take a wrong turn, Cyrus, it's left here.
But no, it's right.
It's definitely left.
I think I've been on this ship a little bit more than
I'm gonna kind of cozy up to him. It's left.
It's always a left. Which doesn't make sense, but it sounds
fine.
charming to him.
I was gonna say, what does that even mean? It doesn't matter.
He's flustered.
His sparks are flying. Sparks are flying, people.
I'm not contesting this. I'm on 1 die. I've used so much.
You used all your pool? Oh my god, you're crazy.
I'm like, yeah.
Okay, well, just get us to the ship. We'll handle the rest. Okay.
This is the plan.
Yes.
He's like, that's all he's thought about. He's like, yeah, we get to the ship because that's my plan and I came up with it. What's the details? I don't fucking know.
So as you get through with the guidance from Natasha, the somehow expert guidance of this vagabond Natasha. How does she know so much about the Empire, I wonder? Who knows? Who's to say? As you wind through, you manage to get just before the cafeteria. You have to head through the mess hall.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the same thing. Anyway, carry on.
Yes, but there's little an antechamber where
right,
people can get washed up before their
lovely,
meals.
lovely, yes.
Yes, so all the kind of guards are in there, changing their uniform, there's a big pot of water that they are kind of, making sure that their hands and faces are scrubbed as it gets quite grimy on the Hand of Sorrow, and the Empire needs to put forward fresh faces. They need to be a sign,
a beacon,
an example. Yes, exactly. Yeah. They need to be shining faces of the Empire before they beat down other planets.
I'm going to say this is where I hit a key. Because I think his key of the outcast here is going to be very important in this scene, because it's a very high chance that potentially he gets noticed by all the people that are in this mess hall.
Yes, but you must go through here first. What is your plan?
That's what I mean. Going through there is important, because if he goes through and he gets noticed, that's bad.
It is, especially as you're leading several prisoners through the upper decks.
So I mean, his plan is not a very good one. It's
Oh, that's comforting to hear.
yeah. In his mind, and both in Cyrus's mind and in Sean's mind, is that it's very straightforward. Just gonna keep his cap down. Gonna walk people through if they ask. He's bringing them to Commander Hollis, and if shit goes awry, well, that's why Naomi's here, right? Because Sean knows that Naomi hasn't used a lot of die yet, so then there's a lot of die for throwing fists and being a general badass.
I used 6 die
Well, shit.
You 6? Wow.
to beat up that guy. Yeah.
Oh, far out. That's right.
Remember?
Well, Cyrus doesn't know that.
No, you only use up die if you add extra from your pool. The ones you get for using your tags don't remove from your pool. They're bonus die. They're bonus die you have as a resource.
Wait, so which ones get taken away?
If you help someone with one of your die, you lose it.
Yeah.
And if you throw in any from your pool, you lose them.
Yes.
Okay, but the base die stays with, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So trait die get burnt, tag die get burnt, but the one base gets kept.
No.
If
No,
you
traits-
pass,
Thoroughly
discard all the dice you rolled,
Yeah.
including any dice pool you used.
Yeah.
Just dice. All dice you used get discarded. It goes.
Yeah, from your including any from the pool. So
Right.
right, so if I have a base and I
see what you're
use
saying. I see what
3
you're saying.
tags, I get 5 dice, and then I throw them and then I discard them. I haven't discarded any of my pool dice.
Yes.
I'm thoroughly confused by what's being said.
Okay.
So your tags and traits, they come from your experience. So they should be just normal die. To add to your rolls, you can add ones from your pool of 7. And these are also the die that you give away to other players. So if I'm rolling and I want to give myself a little boost, I might chuck in some from my pool of 7. But if I succeed, those go.
So I've been playing this all wrong then, because my understanding of the rules was that, okay, Sean wants to roll something. Sean has the base die of 1. He's going to be using X Imperial, which is a trait, and then Tactics, which is a tag. So I thought I take 2 from my pool of 7 to make the 3, and now for anything else I do from now on, I've got 4 die left.
No. Your pool is for adding bonuses in later.
So they're just arbitrary bonus die that I can add for any reason whatsoever.
Yes, and you get them back by hitting keys.
Yes.
Right. So the
You get them
Tactics
back
is a
by
trait.
refreshing.
Or hitting keys.
Yeah. Because if you hit a key, you can add a die to your pool up to a max of.
Yes, you
Yes.
can get extra die. Also, the ones that you give to players are from your pool.
If you do a help.
So the pool die are just arbitrary die that I could just be
They're narrative.
Yeah, so I could be like, okay, I'm doing that base and Imperial and Tactic, which is my 3, and screw it, I'm going to use 7 die from my pool for a total of 10.
Yes, you can
Which
do
means
that.
I lose all 7. But if I want to make a roll again, I can just do it. I just can't add any extra.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Right.
They're your
So
luck.
you should-
They're your luck
I
die.
have no idea what amount of die I'm on. I'll have to figure it out.
I think you're probably close to 7. You may
'cause
have given
I
1
haven't-
die
You gave me
to
1.
help.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, so I've got...
You should have 6. Yeah.
Oh, well then
Excellent.
I don't feel as in danger as I did before.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
great.
There you go. All good.
Sorry about that, everyone. I totally
The
forgot
audience,
about that.
did hear that. So that's good.
Yes. It's always one of those things that halfway through the session, someone goes, "Wait, what with the dice again?"
Yeah.
And we have
Well,
this whole chat.
This silly plan still is it's the commander thing, right? It doesn't matter that the plan's good. It just matters that people do the plan that I've suggested. Whether or not it's great or not. And he kind of just assumes, you know what? Either it'll work out or Naomi will sort it. Naomi's got it in the bag.
Do you have a question, Phil?
I would like to create a distraction on our way through so no one questions us. I'm going to trip and tip over the bottle of the tub of water.
you letting anyone know your plan beforehand?
No. It's just all part of it's improv.
Excellent.
As a former thespian that Lady Blackbird is.
That's right.
Oh, she may have tread the boards.
She's a noble of many different pursuits.
Interesting. So, you open the door. The guards are all, kind of in their own worlds a little bit as they get ready for their supper. But still with the creaking and... Cyrus, you're fine, but we have people in normal civilian garb heading through the guards' quarters.
We're being escorted. Oh no.
Yes. Keep on moving, villains. Brutish thugs. Yes.
You Imperials! Stop abusing my rights!
A guard is going to come up to you, Cyrus. Hang on. Sorry. Why are you bringing prisoners through the guards' quarters?
And, Cyrus will very strangely kind of try and half obscure his face between... Like, he'll put Naomi between him and the guards, so half of his face is obscured by Naomi's face. Like, kind of just like, and he goes, Hollis, instructed, Hollis is interrogating that dickhead, Cyrus, that handsome, attractive dickhead, and I was to bring the rest of the crew so that they all could be interrogated together with that attractive dickhead, Cyrus.
There's gonna be some sort of role here. This woman is looking at you with a mixture of confusion and I was gonna say lust. No, that's not it.
You know what?
Confusion and almost recognition.
I'm going
she's just
to
staring at you.
I'm going to elect not to include any of my traits or tags in this. It's not a good bluff. It's absolutely not a good bluff, and he hasn't thought this through.
Okay, you do have deception, but you're choosing not to use it.
No, he's not
right?
very.
Okay.
He's not very great at it. No, you know what? I'm literally going to use smuggler and hide, because I did say he was trying to hide behind Naomi.
Okay. All right.
I'm not saying whether his talking ability was great, but the fact that he's stopping himself from being recognized is due to the wonderful, beautiful head of Naomi.
Okay, give me a roll.
How much do I have to hit here?
You would have to hit like a 4.
All right. I'm gonna
surrounded by guards, right?
I'm gonna pop a extra die from my pool so that there's even a possibility I can hit the 4.
Okay. Oh.
That is only 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you don't hide. you can't. You're in the same room, and you're trying to hide behind a person.
Yes, your point.
So what do they do?
She keeps looking, and she goes, "Hang on. I saw you in the pits." To Naomi. "You're one of the You're the one who escaped.
No,
wait.
I didn't.
And you're Cyrus Vance. You're Cyrus Vance. Oh my god. You led the uprising that led to Captain Hollis losing an eye."
Well, there are 5 of us and 1 of you, so I suspect you should keep your mouth shut about that, because our hands aren't actually bound.
I'm gonna say that Snargle was using their prehensile fingies.
Ew, Ellen. What the fuck? Why does every time your mouth open about Snargle, I want it to stop?
Naomi just hates Snargle with a
I
burning
hate
passion.
Snargle so
They're a
much,
shapeshifter.
and I hate that.
No, and she motions for you to follow her.
Why?
There's like a little locker. Just
Okay, all right.
I can scream at any second and have all of the people in this room turn on you. But just now, follow me.
Okay.
Well, Cyrus escorts four people into this locker room with another guard.
Yeah. She kind of looks around, shuts the door. Look, I want to join you.
A sympathizer.
Yes, it's miserable being on here. They took me as a kid. I didn't have any choice in this, and I'm sick of the Empire, but do you say anything? Even, Brad the other day got taken to the brig for wanting seconds of oatmeal. It's terrible.
Even I, Lady Blackbird, want to shirk the shackles of the Empire.
Lady Blackbird? oh, and she drops into a deep bow.
None of that anymore. Now I am a free woman. A pirate. A soldier of fortune. And so will you be, if you only help us reach the owl.
The owl, that's... The owl!
Not the animal, the ship.
That's Key of Paragon, by the way. I'm taking that experience point. Thank God.
Oh yeah, I believe you may have also done a buy-off there, Phil, because you have revealed yourself.
True identity to someone you fooled. So that gives me, 5 XP?
Yes.
But do you lose the trait?
You lose the key, but there are... Let me just find...
You have the option of removing the key and earning 2 advances.
Yes. There are also... Yes, there are different keys on page 10.
Oh, so you can get more. Okay. Well, screw it then. I'll take... 2 advances? It's not even XP, it's advances. Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll save those up for later when I decide what I need.
Excellent.
We need to punch a hole through to the owl, which is being kept in the docking bay. Once we have our ship, Snargle is an expert pilot, I think.
Wow.
God damn it.
Dashing too.
And also our engineer is here.
Hello, I'm Kale. Ellen put little characterization into my playing.
Question: what does Lady Blackbird think of Snargle? Because both Sean and Chris, and by association Cyrus and Naomi, fucking hate that little goblin. So I don't know does everyone hate Snargle?
No, Lady Blackbird thinks he's wonderful. His banter is far superior to the boring small talk of the Imperial Court. And his funny tricks with his body she finds most amusing.
Yes, I see that you're leaning into the Disney princess style of...
That's correct.
Snargle is your funny sidekick.
Yes.
Your Olaf, if you will.
Yes.
Oh, I hated him as well.
Disgusting bendy-bodied Olaf.
Yeah.
He's like a gross Jake the dog.
Yeah. With a worse voice.
Like, hey, that's on me.
So I propose that at this point we ditch the ruse and the growing number of us just decide to sort of punch our way through and sort of make a break for the ship.
My lady, and other,
Others is fine.
You are all of some esteem. There are a select few of us who've been miserable on this ship for years and years, but we know that outside the Empire, there's very little for us. I mean, we're no pirates and we're no smugglers, but there have been a few who have been demonstrating some unrest. Perhaps if you were to inspire them, lead them, we could start a fracas and get you to safety.
Just check my pocket watch. Start an uprising. Possibly.
But it's tea time.
I do have a... tell me, I did really enjoy the company of Brendan when I was here. Is Brendan part of the uprising, or is...
Brendan?
Yeah.
Yes, Fraser.
Well, Brendan, he was taken to the Briggs some years ago. I believe cell 14. I tried to visit him while I could, but after a while you got a beating, and I'm afraid I don't think he is with us any longer.
Question was, were we in cell 14, or was the skeleton that we saw in there Brendan? Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! Callbacks.
Nice work, Ellen. The more dark and macabre.
Does the ship have a steampunk intercom we can use?
It sure as hell does, Phil. It sure as hell does.
But we
this
need
is a yes and game.
Where,
and if you do something that pleases me, I will say yes.
Where can we access it?
It's always on the wall, right? You just gotta...
Yes.
But that's sort of an
Yes.
intercom. It's not going to put us over the tannoy.
Oh, well then in the, like, captain's thing, right? Like, at the brig, and then...
Yes, there would be one near the docking port, so that all the people can be assembled and told where to head to. And
Oh,
what
that's a
ships
good
are coming
idea.
in.
Yeah, let's do that. So we're getting there anyway. Get going there anyway. Yeah.
Would you all like uniforms, or we're just charging through?
What do you think, guys?
Well, as captain of this vessel, I am going to put it down to... Do I put myself out for this? Let's vote! I've never done this before, and I never will again. But for one time only, this will be a democratic process.
Oh god. Cruel space fascist Cyrus Vance. What's the vote between
Charging or
in
sneaking?
disguise. Yeah. Or...
Well, Cirrus votes to charge, but that he gets to keep the uniform on because he thinks he looks quite dope in it.
Does everyone concur that he looks quite dope in the uniform?
Yes,
I
yes,
abstain
yes.
from that vote. No, if Lady Blackbird is voting, I'll vote.
Yeah.
I'll sort it. I can see why he was a soldier after all.
You're very charming, but we do need to get you a voice coach.
Not possible.
Can't you alter the shape of your voice box? It's the one thing that's quite unpleasant about you, I have to say.
Oh yes, you're quite right. I can take
Hooray!
any... I don't...
Yay!
I can actually sound however I like, but
I fixed it, guys. I fixed it.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate it.
Like, I want some action. Can we just burst through, please? Let's burst through because that will inspire people that violence is happening. And
if everyone votes that we do that, then let's do it.
I vote we burst through.
I copy
Whatever.
Lady Blackbird.
whatever Natasha does, Snuggle will raise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 hands.
Ew. Again, we just got away from the ew, and now you've brought it roaring back. Thank you
What could
so
help
much,
us
Ellen.
is
Thank you
some
so-
weapons.
Yes, well, we don't have pistols kept in this area, but the guards all have to, have their rapiers at the ready, so we can take some from here and arm you all.
Do you know where you could find some guns?
Yes, that would be on this level, a few doors down. There is the armory hall.
Well, let's go there then.
Yes, I am not an armorer, but we would need a way of getting in.
Do you see my buff friend here?
Yeah.
Oh my.
This is our master key.
Sorry, what did you
yes.
say there, Sean?
I said this is our
Master Key?
my master key. He's got an
Yeah.
American accent.
Yeah.
Master.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab a sword from here.
All right, quickly, come with me. So with heads down, you follow. Her
Sneaky,
name
sneaky,
is
sneaky,
Laura,
sneaky.
by the way.
We didn't ask.
My name is Laura, by the way.
We didn't ask. That's right. I don't say that in character. Naomi
Lovely to meet
doesn't
you.
say anything in character.
Take us to the armory.
Yes. So you kind of discreetly walk out down the hall. You see a few guards pass you, but with all of your guys combined, you manage to make it look like you are indeed being escorted. Here is the door. It's quite thick, but if you are as adept as, well, no doubt that you look, then I'm sure it should be no problem for you. This is a game for flirting.
Naomi, there's a door. Can you make it not a door, please?
Mm-hmm. I make the door stop.
With what
Being a
dice
door.
are you using?
My anti-door dice. I'm using brutal,
Yes.
living weapon, and
Yep.
hard.
Love it.
Nice.
It is a pretty thick door.
Mhm.
But it is also wooden. So I don't.
Goodbye, door.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a 3.
Cool. I'll add 2 dice from my pool.
Pew, pew, pew.
I'll add an extra dice from my pool. So 3 dice from my pool. Oh, 4 successes.
Dope.
Oh, can you describe how the door shutters around you?
Yeah, like bits of twig. It's like a it's one of those cartoony kind of moments where doors somehow explode. They have
Yes.
an internal force that goes.
Is there like a Naomi shape briefly, or it's just
it's-
like all crumbles
It
around?
all crumbles. So we get an explosion outwards, and then we get the hard frame of like the door, and a silhouette of Naomi standing in the door.
Nice.
Vive la
Laura.
revolution!
Laura
Naomi.
Offhandedly mentions to Lady Blackbird, she's quite something, isn't she?
Yes, well, I rescued her from a life in the pits, where she seemed actually quite content, but there are more Imperials to smash out here.
Yes, you rescued her, you say. Was that romantic at all?
No, I simply
No.
bought off her contract.
Oh, I see. She's secretly pleased by this.
Not very
As is
secret.
Cyrus.
It's not very secret.
Let me roll. No, it's not secret at all.
I would like to grab some sort of a projectile weapon, please.
Yes. So we have. There would have been from a previous pirate. There is a harpoon, or like a little a handheld one. It's not going to be like, the size that you would see on a ship, but a sort of little grappling gun, if you will. There are pistols. The sort of pirate
Flintlock.
kind of. Yes, flintlock pistols.
I'll take a pair of flintlocks.
Well, I was going to say,
Excellent.
I think there might be like a nice moment where Cyrus grabs 2 pistols, goes over to Lady Blackbird. It looks like he's going to give her one, and then he puts both of them in his holsters. Two-gun style, baby!
Are you
Both of
negging
you.
her? Are you trying to hit a key of longing here somehow?
No, I think it's like one of those things where, maybe she's like, oh yeah, I'll take a gun. He doesn't notice her in that moment, because, once he has a gun in his hand, he feels like the coolest guy on the planet. He always looks like he's outstretching to give it to her, but he's just looking at it, and then he puts them both in. It's a cool
Gotcha.
moment.
This character's perfect for you, Sean.
Yeah, right?
Excellent.
So
I'll
very
sigh.
cool am I.
I'll sigh with a disappointment and take
That character's perfect for you, Phil.
and take a pistol of my own. As I can also shoot.
Me oh my.
I might
Man,
use
we
one of
should
my
find a heavy
advancements
thing.
to take pistol as well.
Yes, absolutely. I was gonna say because that's in brackets. So
Yeah,
take
well, I already
that.
have shooting,
Yourself.
but now I can take pistol. So what happens is that you kind of like, haha, I've got guns. I'll take them up, do a little trick. Into my britches.
How
I'm
do
not
you
the
feel
only
about
one who
this?
knows a thing or two.
Careful it doesn't go off prematurely.
I'm sure you know all about that.
Loving the banter.
Sorry,
Loving it.
Chris, you were saying before.
No,
Yes.
I get something heavy and big.
Like a mallet or a sledgehammer, or would you like an axe, perhaps?
Ooh, let's get an axe.
Oh,
Beautiful.
That's some good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, like a big, thick. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, two-hander.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There are all sorts of weapons in here. Ones for the Imperial Guard, but also ones that have been confiscated. That guards took a liking to. Probably other kind of tools in here as well for maintenance. It's just a kind of. It's all very haphazardly. They don't organize well here, so it's all kind of like you have to fish around for it. There's mice and rats scurrying up the dusty guns and weapons and swords. So you grab an axe. We're all suitably armed.
All right. We're throwing off all pretense of a
Yes.
guard escorting people now, because we are highly weaponized.
Yes. I'm sure that you would know this, Cyrus, but once we get to the docks, there will be, I'm sure, guards coming at us from every angle. We can hide around ships if need be. I suppose the main thing is that we get you to the owl speedily.
I think the time for hiding is at an end. Time to put some lead in some asses.
I'm trying to think if there's an inspiring kind of thing. Well, I'll follow you. I'll follow you both anywhere.
So, no, it's not even. It's like that's barely a tactic, right? Just get in the room and shoot people.
Yes.
Tip of the spear, Naomi. Tip of the spear.
So again, this is a very ill thought out plan from the captain, but he sees it as a plan nonetheless. Yeah, go in there, shoot your way out. We leave easy as pie. Let's do
That's
it.
it.
So you've taken captain lessons from Zap Brannigan.
Wave after
Bacon
wave of
Fillion.
men.
Really, I should have made this my voice the entire time.
There you go.
So you're going back through the cafeteria?
We're going to the dock. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we have to go through the cafeteria. We're probably gonna have to maybe let's go for like the art of surprise. Just come in yelling and screaming to confuse everyone and just try and make our way through. If anyone gets in our way, Naomi smash.
Shoot him.
Wonderful. As you head back through that little bathing room antechamber to the cafeteria, Laura might just you've noticed a few guards following you now, after Laura has given some secret looks around. So you now have an entourage of, let's say, 5 guards.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Egg. Egg.
Just egg.
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 Well,
Yeah.
it's, that's because it's egg day in the cafeteria. Yes, and Chris. So you head through. You see long tables of guards sitting down to their meals. A delicious egg for each of them, with nice toasted soldiers, as it were.
Hey, egg day done proper.
Yes. You see do you enter with bombast, or are you trying to get through this to the docks? Or are you going with your screaming plan?
Death to the Empire!
Yeah, let's go with bombast, right? Like, just like come in, like just confuse the shit out of them. There's like 12 people running in, one dressed in a guard's uniform, a fucking goblin that most of us hate, and a bunch of other people. We're just coming in with axes and guns and.
Oh dear.
I would like to use my secret at this point.
Ooh.
Yes.
So I'm going to come in and say, Death to the Empire, channeling my Stormblood heritage and the power of wind to blow all the eggs off the table and everyone back from their chairs and give us a very dramatic entrance as we come in and knocking all the guards aside.
So as Lady Blackbird reveals her magic, her mastery over magic, all the guards are blown back, the tables slamming against, pinning some to the walls. There you see a soldier crouched beside his broken boiled egg, screaming, "My egg! My egg!"
I didn't have to roll for that or anything? Okay, cool. Easy
No, I
peasy.
will get... It is a cool moment. I will get you to roll just for, like, I guess the duration.
Okay, so
But
Master...
I'm not... Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
going to take the initial burst because
Nice.
that was cool.
Nice. So Master Sorcerer, Spellcaster, Wind. I don't know. I channeling and Stormblood. I mean,
It's weird because Stormblood doesn't... but Stormblood, I say, is what allows you to use the magic, so I would always put that one in play.
It's really weird. You can use all of them.
Yeah, I know. But that's why it's a secret, because Lady Blackbird has to decide when
Yes.
to reveal herself.
Okay. So base, Spellcaster, Stormblood, and Wind.
Excellent.
2 successes.
2 successes?
Yes.
Alright, so the initial wave pins a lot of the guards. They're all very much taken aback. Eggs go flying, cracking on the floors. How does Naomi feel about this?
So upset about the eggs.
Well, as you
It's her favourite food,
walk past,
obviously.
Such a waste of food.
there is the it's not called a bain marie, but there is like a, the countertop with the eggs all nestled in a hot tray to keep them warm. Just laying that there for Naomi. You do with that what you
Ellen.
wish.
Thank you.
So
You love a warm egg.
warm egg. I found my
As we,
fan, by the way.
As we're walking through, and as Lady Blackbird channels her stormy rage, and eggs are flying, and people are flying, and he'll kind of like sidle up close to Naomi and just goes, "Huh, looks like they all got egg on their face," and then keeps going.
Snargle goes, It appears that I am redundant on this ship. Thank God I'm the best pilot there.
Cyrus doesn't dispute this.
Kale is also here. Kale goes, well, actually, I can pilot the ship quite well if need be. And Snargle goes, shut up! Shut your goddamn whore mouth!
Wow,
Wow.
Snarkle.
Yes.
Fucking
No,
check
no,
yourself.
Anger
been-
Check your
management.
language.
He's been quite put upon for this whole thing.
Snargle.
Okay, well,
Fucking
let's...
Christ.
Yes, but apart from the initial pinning, some of the guards, as you make it halfway down the length of the cafeteria, as it is quite long, some of the guards are stumbling to their feet, and trying to make a bit of a run at the door that you must exit through to get to the
well.
docks.
Well, hell yeah! Let's incorporate the pun with a cool thing. So as he kind of looks at Naomi and says, looks like they all got egg on their face. Without looking, he's going to pull out his pistols and try and shoot these goddamn runaways. So I'm gonna go for some rollies.
Excellent. I would say at this point there are only 3 in
Excellent.
front of you now. as they are, a lot of them are still being blown back. Only 3 have managed to get on their feet,
Well,
it's
it's a good thing I have two guns.
And a Naomi.
Gun.
Beautiful.
I'm
So
gonna
I'm
go
going.
with my base die, warrior, shooting, and 2-gun style.
You have 2-gun style?
Yeah, I got
That's
2-gun
cool.
style as a tag. That's why I deliberately took 2.
Yeah, nice. I thought you were just being cool.
Yeah, that too. That's just a nice little byproduct of it. And I also, you know what? Just for the sake of coolness, I'm gonna add 1 to my die pool.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, goddamn.
Excellent.
You've got me doing it now. I'm gonna say this is gonna need a success of 3. How many did I say? 4 have come for you?
You said there were 3.
3.
3. Okay, yes. Then I'm gonna say if you want to shoot them all in a nice little 3
Now
success.
leave 1 for Naomi.
Yeah,
You can only
but
shoot 2 of them.
I was only gonna get 2, which is why I got the 2 guns.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I'll just say I might still say 3 successes if you want to successfully kind of shoot them.
All right. Well, that's 4 successes from that die. So.
Oh, beautiful! Tell me the
Strong.
flourish to which you put your guns into action.
So he kind of as the wind has been is gusting through via the hands of Lady Blackbird. He strides forward, sidles up to beside Naomi, and in her ear, just looking at her, just goes, "Looks like they all got egg on their faces." And then quick draws 2 guns, and then quick stands and just goes and shoots 2 of them in the back as they slump to the floor, flips them over easy, and puts them back in his holster.
How do you feel about this, Lady Blackbird?
She just rolls her eyes.
I see it is heating up in here. But actually, it's cooling down because of the wind. Anyway, yes. So you managed to get those guards down. The door is right there.
There's still 1 guard. I don't know if that's something you want to take care of.
Oh yes, there is 1 still standing. My mistake. You shot 2 of them. 3 ran up.
Would you like to do something, Lady Blackbird?
I'm channeling
channeling the winds?
I'm channeling the storm.
I'll run up to them and I'll just throw an axe at them.
Beautiful.
Actually, like one-upsmanship, like a quip, finesse, pew, and you just look and just throw it.
Well, I'm going to say 2 success.
All right.
Yes. The wind is very much on your side.
Oh, that's
as
good.
you have a friend who controls it.
Yeah, that's positive. I'll add 1.
Goodness, God.
So that's 6 die. I'm
Whoa.
using pool of 1, core 1, pit trainer, combat tested, brutal, and then fast.
Jesus.
If that all
Go
suits.
for it. Yeah, all suits me. You might break an egg, though.
Hopefully I break a skull. That's 3 successes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
How do you do it? Chris?
Just throwing the fucking axe.
Yeah. Does it
Pinning the head against the wall, I think.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
like a little bonk. And there's an axe in the wall, in the skull. Skull, axe in the skull. Skull, axe in the wall. In the skull.
In the skull. Yeah.
In the skull. Skull in the wall, in the axe, in the skull.
Skull is in the way of an axe and a wall.
Skull in the axe, in the wall.
You're trapped between a skull and a wall place.
An axe and a wall place, yeah.
That was like a lovely poem from Chris. Skull,
Yeah.
skull wall, skull axe.
That's got to be
Shout
a
out-
key, right?
Skull
Shout out
wall.
to my all my friends who listen to what is it? That YouTube series. Anyway, whatever. I'm stealing. Yeah,
Excellent.
Rollercast. Subscribe.
Yeah, that's a great YouTube series.
Key of the
Would
Warrior,
recommend.
maybe? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Key of the Warrior, or is it still
Oh yeah,
Key
I
of
kill
Mentor?
another. Dead. Vengeance. That's
Beautiful.
yeah, they're not worthy foes. I'm just killing people.
Yes.
This is murder time.
Yes, well, they did imprison you and had you fighting in gladiatorial pits for years, so I can't
Yeah.
exactly blame you.
No.
No, so your way is clear. You charge forward into the docks. It is a huge warehouse-like level in the Hand of Sorrow with ships that have been taken prisoner, all kind of lined up with, ant-like masses of guards going through and stripping them for parts, and a new ship that has just been brought in with the crew being escorted by guards in shackles, trying to struggle away. And they're kind of about, I guess, it's like a halfway through a field. Like, is that like 80 meters?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
80 meters, you see your baby, your
My baby.
home. Well, Cyrus's baby, the Lady Blackbird and Naomi's temporary home for a bit, as it has been the owl.
Have they fucked with it at all? Is it still like the day I last saw it?
There was some pretty inflammatory anti-imperial graffiti on the side that has been scrubbed away.
Hey!
And you will notice that they are now flying an imperial flag from it. Looks like they are going to take it for their own. So, to answer your question, they may have also probably gone inside and stripped a lot of your cargo, precious and illegal as it was.
My
stuff!
My stuff!
What were you smuggling at this present point, apart from the Lady Blackbird?
Like, a intergalactic version of Beanie Babies.
Very collectible.
Oh.
Very rare.
Why?
Because you know what? Like, there's such a big market for the toy industry, and that isn't just subject to Earth. That's subject to like,
Hey, look, the
solar systems and the galaxies.
The
wild
pirates
blue.
out in the remnants don't have a lot of frivolous toys,
No.
Yeah, and Imperial Guards don't like fun, so they've outlawed toys. They think that children should grow up fast and shouldn't have a childhood. So, they conscript them very young, but I'm like, nah, we're smuggling toys to children so they can continue having their childhood. Because I never got a childhood. Doesn't mean that other people shouldn't.
Wow, that's hot. Lady Blackbird, how do you feel about this?
Hot.
Look, I'm busy. I'm busy. I have to inspire the masses right now. So find me an intercom.
Yes. Oh, this way. Yes. Laura points you to a little what do you call it? Like a guard booth.
Yes.
I guess similar to Mystery Down Under, there is a little booth that would have lots of ways of being able to control the air signals of ships coming in, ships going out. I can get you there, lady. Just stay down and follow me.
Hustle, 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 hustle.
She gets you there. Are you all heading to the booth?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
You have to free the clamps on the owl.
Yes. Yes, you will need to make sure that you can get it skyworthy.
Yeah.
So you see a whole control band. Oh, there is a guard in there.
Naomi, if you will. Or I can stab them with my rapier, but I feel like
it's like a guard who's just like enjoying his eggy sandwich, and he just turns around and goes, "Oh,
break time."
And
and I break his head like an egg.
Oh.
He could have been sympathetic to the cause.
Nope.
I cannot abide by an egg sandwich. That's not the best way to eat an egg.
all right, well,
Doing
he's
Naomi shit.
He's very dead.
It's fair.
Um,
I
fair.
get a point of XP. Yay!
For just taking indiscriminate vengeance on these random.
I got a key of vengeance, baby. I'm gonna play it.
oh god, should have changed your keys when I had the chance.
Unlock the Chris. It's
It's perfect.
It's
for
a
you.
murder hobo.
It's perfect. For you.
Yes. So the control panel now there is there to behold. There is a intercom that you can grab.
Well, I'll pull that out.
Yes, big gramophone-like speakers line the hallways, steampunk as it is.
Listen. It is I,
Hi,
Lady Blackbird,
bird.
former Imperial of House Blackbird. I was arranged to be married to a terrible, brutish, evil man.
Shit, man.
Yes.
But I have thrown off the shackles of the Empire and its brutality, and so can you. I know that all of you have been abused, degraded,
degraded.
dehumanized by the Imperial war machine. But it need not be so. Now is your chance. Take up arms against your masters. Take the hand of sorrow for yourselves. And be free. So, Imperial Noble, a bit of history,
Yes.
and House Blackbird, because I invoked my name as well.
Yes.
So
very
four
important.
dice there.
I'm going to say that it's a level 4 difficulty.
Ooh,
Let's chuck in
whatever.
2 more from my pool. So I had, what did I have, 6? So we've got
6.
4 left. Let's make it 3. So we've got 3
I
left.
think you might. Yes, I might also give you a die. Because Laura has been sympathetic to the cause and already rallied some of the guards.
Okay.
She's not like I don't know.
She's helping.
Not like a fully formed character, but I guess she would have a dice pool. So there you go. That's for me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dice, yes! Yay!
Nice.
We should
Nice.
fail a roll
Yeah,
at some point. It does introduce drama, but heck, who cares? I
You
was-
introduce enough drama as is.
Yeah. And also using those die as well. So I only got
Yes.
3 left. But that's my
You
key of
hear the
Paragon.
people sing?
So I'll use that to get one of my die back as well. Yes. Vive la révolution! There's a France in this world.
Excellent. You see, there's a France in every world. You see a whole bunch of guards listening. The ones who were escorting the new ship that had just been imprisoned are paused enough for one of the crew members of that unfortunate ship to chuck an elbow in
Ooh.
and take them down. There's a gift taking part there. A lot of the guards are now are tearing off their red kind of what do you call it? Not doublet. Is it a doublet?
Jumpsuits?
No, like a military jacket. Is what I'm thinking of. I'm not sure
A
what
jacket.
it. Yes, they're throwing off their red jackets, just to cast off the symbol of the Empire, and are
Some of
having
them-
at.
Some of them somehow already have bandanas. Like, how do they do that? It's just,
Just real good.
yeah. They're
That's
tearing
what I
off
know.
strips of red fabric to, like, tie around their heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled a success, so I guess it was that.
Now, I don't know how
And
to
here's-
operate the rest of these controls.
I might be able to assist you there.
Oh, Kale's here.
Kale says. Yes, I am here. Been here this whole time. God.
You're just rather unassuming.
I'll
Sorry,
tell
I
you
don't
first,
have a
mate.
big.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't have a big flashy personality. Jeez.
We'll work on it.
Because he is a mechanic.
Yeah, he's my first mate mechanic of the owl.
A burglar and petty sorcerer, first mate and mechanic of the owl.
What a petty sorcerer.
Although it might be better, it would have been better for Snargle to do it, but
Well, we need to give Kale something to do, so let's see how
Yes.
he does.
He's going to use his mechanic skill for. I think he's gonna use his sabotage skill and efficiency to make this happen, as he is technically sabotaging the lock that the Hand of Sorrow has on its imprisoned ships.
Yes, nice.
Oh.
Nice.
So he got 3 successes. Excellent.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
you see the door, the huge, the door at the end start to lift up, revealing the swirling blue vortex of space outside. Space works a bit
Everyone
different.
gets sucked out.
Well, no, space works a bit differently in Lady Blackbird, as it is like the sea, so you can technically, you could swim in it if you wanted to. So there is no big suck, but there is a bit of a gust of wind. It's no big.
I want big suck.
Well,
Later.
you have
Why?
to float more. Yes, but you do notice there is now more wind gusting through the docks, and the coils that were surrounding the owl release themselves. Your ship is now free.
Is there anything standing between us and getting towards the ship?
Not that you can see. There are multiple fracases breaking out as guards turn on each other, and but you just see the owl.
Well, if nothing's standing in our way, we head to the owl.
Excellent. Do you do anything on your way there? Do you fire? I'm assuming that you're firing off shots as you kind of run through.
If they come towards us, but otherwise, if there's nothing really stopping us from getting to the owl, I see no reason not to just beeline straight for the ship.
Mm-hmm. You run for it.
I think there's a point where I'm slightly... Sorry, if I may. I'm slightly further ahead, and I stop, look back with my rapier raised, and go... Before continuing to run on.
And you hear a whoop and cheer from the resistance amongst the Empire breaking out. You head towards... As you head to the owl, the door opens, and you see the long boots step out, the scarred face, and the grimace of Captain Hollis as she stares you down. Well, well, well. If it isn't the merry band of the owl, come to save the day from the Empire, is that right?
It's pretty correct, yeah. It's about
Yeah.
It's just a muttering of I think so. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's about right.
That was the plan. Yeah.
Pretty good.
The only way you're leaving the Hand of Sorrow is when I jettison your dead bodies out into space. She raises a pistol.
Dueling.
Lady Blackbird, I would assume that Count Carlo is looking for you. Unfortunate how you've been messed up in all of this. I know that you would have been kidnapped by this bastard here. So you can step aside and let me put this mongrel down.
Who's the mongrel?
Talking to you. He's talking about you.
Are you sure you're not talking about... And he puts his hand on Snargle's shoulder. Snargle here? And as he puts his hand on Snargle's shoulder, Snargle disappears.
Is this a ruse that you have?
And Snargle, if you see a quick cutaway, you see Snargle appears in his piloting chair on board the owl.
How?
Because, dear friends, dear fellows, Cyrus incorporated his warp blood and has the ability to teleport an individual. And so he has teleported our dear pilot behind the conflict, ready to...
Is anyone here not magical?
Yes, very not magical. Just
Kale also raises his hand.
Kale's a
Just
petty
strong.
sorcerer, actually, so...
But he'll, when he
But-
does that, he feigns a, oh, that was very hard. Well, never mind. I guess I'm the mongrel. Sorry about that. Good to see you again, Janice.
Snargle, starts the ship. And Hollis hears the rumbling behind her. You are not going to get away with this, and she aims her pistol at Cyrus.
Oh, let's do a fucking quick draw duel bullshit.
Let's do it. Let's kill each other like civilized people.
Yeah. All right. Let's try this. I'm going to say. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna. Is this fair to say that this is my exiled history coming into play as well? Because she's clearly going after me specifically as well, and I did. So I'm gonna say that's a key of the outcast. And,
Yes.
I'm just gonna arbitrarily take that XP because why the hell not? I've also used my secret, but that's fine. I don't do anything with that, do I? No. Cool. So I'm gonna go one for my normal, one for the warrior, and then the tags. I'm gonna say this is 2-gun style.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting. I'm gonna say he's pretty battle hardened at this point. You know, he's been shooting left, right, and center, and he's getting really adept with this new Flintlock 2-gun system he's got going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? Let's put in another 2 die here for a total of 7 dice.
Excellent. I'm going to say that it is 4. It's a level 4 success. Difficulty setting, rather.
Challenging.
As Captain Hollis has been around quite a while, and even with her one missing eye, the eye that you took from her in the uprising, she is still as good with a pistol as anyone.
Yeah, she's an old withered bitch.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I would.
Language, Cyrus.
Fair enough. Yes, you're in the presence of a lady.
So you won't believe this. I rolled all 2s except for 1 5. I got 6 2s and 1 5.
What do you mean? Oh,
Seriously,
injured?
just
Injured, maybe?
Or maybe
Yes.
dead. Who knows?
Well, you got 1 success, right?
Yeah, 1 success out of 7.
Yes. I think she draws. She's quicker than you. She looks down the barrel and says, "Well, good thing red looks good on you, Cyrus." And she shoots. You get hit in your stomach. Yes, not going for a quick wound. She's hit, and Cyrus falls back.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
not
going to-
dead.
Blows him immediately back and just whacks upon the floor.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
going
not
to scream,
dead, but you are
Cyrus! And
heavily
also
injured. Yay!
athletic, duels, shooting, pistol.
Excellent. I'm going to say it is a 3, as she is just shot, and these guns are not really quick draws. She doesn't have to reload it, but there is, they are not quick at.
4 left in my pool because I got 1 back last time for being a paragon. So I am going to add 2. So I've got 4 left. So for a total of 6.
Beautiful. Roll them away.
3 successes.
Hey, have
Lovely.
you failed a roll?
Not yet, no.
Yes. How do you shoot her?
I go, Cyrus! And I'm going to shoot her through her other eye.
You hit her. She still and falls sideways off of the what do you call it? The steps.
The ramp.
The gangplank.
Yes, the ramp. Yes. Off of the owl to the floor with a thud.
Naomi, pick him up. We have to leave.
Okay.
The ship has already been
Naomi gives me
staffed.
a pickup line. Misconstruing the...
I unceremoniously dump the talkative man on my shoulder and begin walking.
Yes.
Finally.
Excellent. You get him in. As you are heading, Laura kind of pats Lady Blackbird on the shoulder and says, "Good luck out there. I think the hand of sorrow will be a hand for justice against the Empire. Thank you, lady." And she gives a big bow.
I'm a lady no longer. You may call me Natasha.
Well, thank you, Natasha. As you all head up the ramp into the owl.
Yeah, as we get up the gangplank, as Cyrus is being like, with each step, it's like hurting incredibly. Like it's like bullet wound. Just goes, Snargle, get us fucking out of here! Voice,
Yes.
go back!
Don't when I'm stressed. And he guns it, and you lift off shakily. But once Snargle is kind of, regained some confidence, you shoot out into the swirling blue vortex, heading away from the hand of sorrow, off to meet with Uriah Flint. A new life for you outcasts, you renegades, and hopefully another middle finger to the Empire as you leave them more bloody in your wake. Would you like a nice little scene to kind of end off as Cyrus is in the middle of his beloved ship? Yeah.
I think I dump him in his captain's chair. Stand next to him. Look at him. What do you do? What do you want?
Oh, is that what you say?
Yeah.
And you're like, preferably to not die. More importantly, to make some money. Those galactic beanie babies aren't gonna sell themselves. And some eggs would do good right about now.
Lady Blackbird.
Well, I can't provide eggs, but
You sure
I
about
do.
that?
I do know. I do have some connections out in the remnants, and I can have that wound seen to plot a course into the wild blue.
I give the orders, right?
He says very weakly.
I'm sure you do, Cyrus. I'm sure you do. Oh, he's dead. Okay.
I will leave that for another time. Will Cyrus make it alive to confess his love for Lady Blackbird? What will happen to the owl? Will they run afoul of sky squids, or potentially worse? And what will happen in Lady Blackbird's heart when she sees her former lover, Uriah Blackflint, This and more on the next episode of Lady Blackbird. This is a one-shot. It will not happen. Yes.
Leaf
So
on
that's
the wind,
it.
baby.
Yeah. So that is Lady Blackbird by John Harper, I believe.
Yep.
That's right. Yes, I always like to end it on a, the story
Next
could
time.
pick. Yeah, the story could pick up, or it could just end, with
Right there.
our rebels shooting away into space, having lived another day.
Yeah, who knows what crazy shenanigans they may get up to.
Did you say shenanigans?
I did.
Yes, have you? What did you think? Did you all have fun?
It's a good
Yeah,
game.
it's a fun little game, yeah.
I love this one for just picking up and playing because it's the pre-generated characters have so much to go off of.
Yeah.
I really love the idea of all these keys and secrets. That just make it super easy. Where if you're giving Cyrus, you're like, okay, I am this swarthy kind of ex-soldier and captain, but I also have a flame for now. This woman who's on board with me, and there's just a lot that you can do with very little prep work, as we discovered this morning.
Yes. It's our fiasco game turned into a fiasco, unfortunately.
Went up in flames.
Yeah.
Wow, it became a literal fiasco.
Yes.
How about that?
These things happen when you're doing it live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, on that, I just was fiddling around with the Fiasco stuff, and it is I don't like the Roll20 at all version.
Yeah. So for people that are listening up, when we were originally going to do Fiasco, Chris had purchased the Fiasco plugin, I guess, for Roll20
The module, yeah.
module. Yeah, and that's where we were finding. I don't know, Chris, you were just saying it wasn't super intuitive, and there's a lot of.
It wasn't super intuitive. I finally got it working. It actually needed me to log out and log back in a few times, which is frustrating and is a Roll20 problem, not a Fiasco problem, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
yeah, to a degree. But the even the way that it operates, it's not really how Fiasco for my money, because it is my money because I spent it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Fiasco is a game where at the end of it you roll dice, and sometimes some people who played it really safe get punished, and some people who went out on a limb get rewarded. This game takes away that vibe, and I think that's an attempt at like sorting out the Roll20 system thing. So I will prepare it and we'll do a physical version in the next stream if possible. Maybe we'll see how we go.
Well,
yeah,
it'll be offered as an option. So for next month, we're changing our patron rewards. So if you're on the upper echelons, we want everyone to come in and chat. So if you're on the upper echelons, next month we'll give you a little option. We'll give you a little multiple choice option of what the host wants to play, and you can influence that decision. So I imagine Fiasco will be on the list if you want to host next time, and you can present a couple more options for people, and we'll put that poll up at the beginning of the month, and everyone can have their say.
Yeah.
Slides $50 on the table. Play Fiasco.
Honestly, thanks, Ellen, for jumping in and running that for us. That was excellent.
Good
Thanks
job.
everyone for giving me your energy, because I was like, okay.
It's what heroes do.
I've got a very. I'll shoot it to you, Chris, because I guess because you didn't get to this month, you can take the Christmas one for next month. But I do have a one that I was going to throw into the mix. It's a Christmas themed one shot.
Christmas is the most Christmassy. Chris is the most Christmassy person I know.
Yeah.
Look at him.
His middle name is Mass.
More Chris.
Mass Bond.
Mass is more, so more Chris. It makes sense.
I don't know, Chris, because I know you were originally gonna because you were gonna be taking this one. Did you have like a topic of conversation that was gonna follow on from this game?
Not terribly. It was largely just going to be like a hey, how you doing?
I I do otherwise.
Yeah, please kick it
Please.
off.
I was kind of curious, like I was ruminating on this when we were setting up for this fiasco and such, and kind of just the nature of the world as it is now. You know, funnily enough, there's a pandemic, and kind of especially I know for say for Phil and myself, because back in the day, a year or so ago, we ran Phil ran a D&D group for us, and we were very much in person for the longest time, and then when COVID became a thing, we transitioned, like many other people did, to online. And I'm curious about just kind of people's general thoughts and feelings on role-playing over computer, like a lot of us do, versus physically being in person, and what you find, what you prefer, and what you find to be kind of the pros and cons of both those forms now that we've had to do a little bit of both.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go.
Answering that. I hate online. Like I really I don't enjoy it. And which is a bummer way to start off. But that's not because I don't like I play role-playing video games. So that sort of like computer digital sitting at my computer desk is a kind of like, this is where I go to be kind of alone, or playing in a digital space, which has different rules to playing in a real life space. To use Fiasco as an example, you get these cards, and they have like locations and objects and needs and relationships on them. You write them out on cue cards, or you have them digitally. There's something really tactile about having an item that says need to get even, or need a old revolver with one bullet in the chamber, or sorry, weapon, one bullet, a revolver with a bullet in the chamber. There's something tactile about that. There's something tactile about seeing two characters' relationships and having them physically between two players. I think as well as the same thing as why often all of us have these like at our desks, right?
Yes.
We've got dice rollers, like actual physical die, because there's something tactile about rolling a dice versus all of us could just plug dice into Google and just go roll d10, enter, and it doesn't feel the same.
No.
So I think that's a pretty significant difference between the two. I get it that it allows people to reach distance, but like for me, it's not the same thing. In the same way that tabletop role-playing is different to LARPing.
Well, I think the other thing, obviously there's the distance thing, but it also, lets other people enjoy it vicariously. So, without online role-playing, Ellen and I wouldn't be able to play Cyberpunk with people every week and have people come and enjoy it and follow the story. So I think that's the other part as well for me, is that it has enabled like even more kind of fun performance and community around this game I particularly love, Cyberpunk Red. So that's like an extra thing. Like I think it's a different beast, but I think I definitely agree with you. The presence is something magical about it. But I think the magic is different. Having 30, 40 people in, with running jokes about whenever we talk about poop, everyone has to drink. That's so cool. Like there's strangers all over the world who have the same kind of, just share the same gag with us. That's really amazing. I think that's great.
It wouldn't have the same kind of... It would feel a bit stranger, wouldn't it, if you're at a table with 4 people and there's 30 people just surrounding you.
I guess so, yeah.
Jokes in person.
Yeah.
And I guess some of the more popular shows they do it live and it's shown, yeah.
I guess for me, it comes down to... I don't mind, like, streaming... as a performance kind of thing, because it just feels like, there's a lot I can control in just here, and I like to keep bringing as many tactile things as I can to the streaming space. So when it comes, I've got this little doodad, so I can I like to use that as a way to influence my little performance space, which is right here. And that's why I go all gung-ho in the makeup as well, because it is nice to be able to put a face to something, and that's not necessarily something I do for like a casual game. I definitely like to bring tactile elements. Like if it's vampire, I might dress in a way that's a bit more vampy. But for stuff like that, you're generally wanting to go a little bit more for comfort. Yeah. Whereas streaming, it feels like to me, I am definitely performing to an audience. And like Phil said, it's nice to be able to engage in a live chat, which definitely alters it. It feels like you're playing with a room full of people, as opposed to, I guess when we do Roll to Cast, it's very much like us as an ensemble, very much relying on each other. And there is a thought to, obviously, the audience and how they will be experiencing our podcast later. But I think in those moments, I'm much more focused on, here are my other performers. How do I help them? How do I support them? How do I give my best performance? It's very focused on just us. Whereas the stream, it's a bit more performative. And I think the fact that I have a small screen allows me to influence that a bit more. Having said that, we actually played Lady Blackbird with my friends because of pandemic online, and that was just a disaster though. But that's just because I was playing with some friends who, a lot of them had never played role-playing before. A lot of their connections were dodgy AF. Everyone...
I think it's very interesting as well, because like, when the pandemic first hit, we were just gearing up to do our Cyberpunk Red season, Feed the Beast, and there was like a big conversation, because when we did our test stream, we did the Jumpstart adventure, The Apartment, we did that online, and we did that over, well, 3 of us were here together, and Phil was where he is, because Chris Owen and myself live together. And at least, yes, we were learning the system still, but it was just, we realized we had to have that very real conversation around, do we want to do an entire season's worth online, or does that go against the spirit of Roll to Cast and us being able to do it to our best?
It was so early as well, because we really didn't know like much about the virus, like whether it was in Adelaide yet, like how transmissible it was, whether it was on services, like it was it was really up in the air. And then I work in disability, so it's really risky for me to get, if I got it, and then spread it would be a disaster. So one thing that did come about through with the D&D game that I was talking about with Phil and myself, when we transitioned to online, one thing that was pro about using Roll20 and going online is it gave me a love and appreciation for grid work and grid combat. Like before then, I'd viewed myself as very much a theater of the mind sort of person, but I became a fan of using the grid and actually, being able to visibly see the space and how you move from there. Because I remember once we went out of being online and moved into a more physical D&D again, we started to ask for a bit more grid work again. And I found since then, now that I've started DMing, I reluctantly agree.
Praise the grid.
I don't know. I'm very much theater of the mind, but D&D, it kind of needs positional play and ranges and stuff. Like it you need it. You need it.
Yeah. And once I moved back to DMing, now that I've started DMing for myself, running the same campaign that Phil initially ran for us, I have used grid wherever possible. If maps don't exist for the module, I've actually gone online and go, oh, here's an independent person that has actually made a grid for this particular section that didn't exist in the original module.
I'm going to get you on 4th edition so fast, man. You're going to love 4th edition's grid work.
Yeah, for me, I do like, if we're having stuff at the table, having things to orient direction helps me, because I am just shite at being able to express and understand when people are explaining positions to me. It just doesn't, I'm much more, when it comes to that sort of stuff, much more visual. Give me a diagram, give me something like that. Love it.
The orcs are southwest of you.
Where
south,
am I?
an east-westerly wind is flowing in.
I cannot remember how we did it when Phil, when you ran Lost Mines of Phandelver for us, the Jumpstart Kit D&D module. But there's like in kind of part 4, it's basically a massive dungeon crawl where you go through Wave Echo Cave.
I had the dungeon printed out.
Yeah, but you just had it was like one kind of A3 or A2, wasn't it?
It wasn't huge. Yeah. And I papered over some bits, and then I just sort of I think there was a faint grid on there. Yeah, but it's like double size. Yeah.
Whereas I've been a madman.
He's printed out thing that covers the whole lounge room floor.
I've printed out 64 pages because there was another independent person who took that because the module already has one, but it doesn't have a lot of details surrounding it. So they actually made a very high def, very hyper realized version of Wave Echo Cave. I went, they've given me it broken down as well if I want into increments. I went to Officeworks and got 64 colored pages, and I spent an hour taping them all together. And yes, this is going to be a nightmare to run, but I cannot wait.
Excellent. I do love that. I don't know. I love the ritual of role-playing games. So I don't know. Does anyone have a thing that they like to do? Do you like to do it around a mealtime so you can all eat together as well? Because I love hosting. I think you all know this about me. And I go a bit overboard. But Phil! Oh, that's beautiful.
I just talking about having, the physicality of objects.
Yeah.
This is my DM
Oh,
screen.
You made that you actually.
Well, you punch out all the parts and then you put it together. It's no glue or anything. It's all wax and stuff.
Oh my god!
So it comes out like that, and then this in the middle.
Even books are a physicality that are expressed in real space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
so
being
this.
I've got to check my book, or I've got to hold the pencil on my character sheet.
Yeah. When we got out of pandemic and people were able to come play Lady Blackbird in person, I had just a big bowl of D6s in the middle of the table so that they wouldn't get their pool confused with their trait dice, so that they could just grab die from the big
That's
bowl.
really clever.
Yeah, and that was just a nice little sharing thing. Phil, that is gorgeous.
Before you fold that away, can you just walk me through that? All the components to it and how this.
Sure, yeah. So it's like a wooden kit. It came in all these sheets, and then you punch it out, and you very slowly fit it all together, very carefully. So it folds up. It's a 2-winged thing. It's A4. So these panels, they slide out like this, and it just has rubber bands. I've seen recommendations that you use some metal clips to make them better, and I need to print out some reference sheets to go in these.
We've got 4 spots for reference sheets there.
So yeah, you get 4 slots for reference sheets. It's a little tall, but but nice and modular. And then this middle part is a dice tower, which is very cool. So has
cool.
In there it has little slats that you attach when you put it together, so it goes left, right. That flips out like that to roll the dice in, and then these go out at the bottom, and you just make a little gate at the bottom like that to catch your dice on the table. Yeah.
Phil, do you have are the slats assembled within it now? Could you Could you pop a die through there? Hee. Oh, this is gonna be so. I love it.
Did you hear it? Did you hear the rattlers that went back and forth?
No, I didn't hear the rattle.
No, it's not going to pick up on mic.
We can imagine.
But it was very cool, and thank you very much for doing that.
Your mic's rejecting the noise, mate.
Oh. But yeah, that was like a birthday present. It's very cool. But yeah, I think like you say, books, items, and also food and things. They're all things you can't do online.
Yeah,
there are plenty of things that you can only do online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so it's not like it's so awful, but I just
Yeah.
I much prefer the
You
personality.
Luddite.
I do
Yeah,
love
absolutely.
I do love hosting for my friends and my party when they come, and so I actually have a cheese board that is shaped like a shield, and all the
Oh.
cheese knives are there's like a little axe, there's a glaive, and like it just makes me happy to like assemble snacks in a D&D manner. That makes me very happy. But I will say I played Paranoia with Don't Forget Your Towels. And I know that there are elements to the game that are benefited by playing in person, where some people have like secret tasks where it's to like stand up at some point, or it's kind of like if you've ever played that game where some person leaves the room and you have to make a rule, like anytime that someone says "what," you touch your ear. And when they come, like, so it's certain like things like that. That in Paranoia you can have certain missions like that, which obviously you can't do when you're just online. But it did help because we were getting messages directly from the GM, and that instilled a sense of like, what are they talking to the other players about? Or like, so that was quite nice, and the fact that it was like, podcast only. We did have cameras so we could see other people talking, but it's just like, what are you doing? What's happening on your screen that I don't know about?
The cheeky text at the table, I guess, is the analog equivalent. Yeah.
Well, there is a game called I think it's Alice is Missing. Let me just
I've heard of
double check.
that.
Alice is missing. Yeah, I'm playing it with my friends soon.
Oh, you are? Please let me know how it goes, because I've always wanted to play it. And when I was thinking of a game that I could play with my friends during the lockdown, I thought of that, but it's we have a dog.
A guest.
Oh my god, he's joining in because he's got permission. He's
no.
Oh no,
left.
we lost him.
It's all right.
He's gone.
Also, Ellen's
We
got
all had deer in headlights. We're like, oh.
Ellen's
My
got-
overlay.
Hey,
My
mate,
overlay.
the overlay. Yeah, your overlay. You gotta get a couple, mate.
That's right. Yeah. When we get more people in. I think other people, when I was first setting this up, what I did is other people can come in and they can listen, but they can't talk. I think it's how it works.
Yep.
Yes. I see.
Because we thought we were toying around with different ways we were going to do it. Whether we were going to host it on Discord, whether we were going to stream it on YouTube. So this is what we ended up doing.
Yeah. I did have kind of like a follow-up question to it that's kind of tangentially related, which is, now that we've, especially, like, Roll to Cast is a little over 2 years old now, I think. We're 120 episodes in. When we began, we obviously had been doing predominantly a lot of our just, season-by-season content with the four of us. And before that, a lot of our experience, especially for Ellen and myself in particular, had been with either you guys or Ellen with your friendship group and me with Phil and others. Yet, in the last year or so, all of us now have at least flirted, if not now have weekly streams, with people that at the time were relative strangers or people that we're not familiar with. How have you found the difference between role-playing with friends and people that you're familiar with, as opposed to jumping into a crew of all new people? Like, role-playing with strangers that become friends as opposed to well-established people that you know.
It's wonderful both sides, because I've honestly met, through doing our Sirenscape game and my Fallout one, and even like Don't Forget Your Towels. Like I consider them all of the other players to be like friends of mine, and I have like chatted with a lot of them since, like not doing a game, just like hopping on Discord and saying, "Hey, how you going?" And that's really lovely, because and I'm just very fortunate to play with a lot of really wonderful people, where you get, and jumping in with like a collaborative thing like that, it can be a bit like nervous. Like I know I get a bit nervous because I'm like, what are they going to be like? It's an interesting thing to navigate, but because you're all so enthusiastic and you're all heading towards like a common goal of making a game together. Quite often you'll forge kind of friendships based on that. I noticed that when I play with my friends, and this is not just like, not us because we're doing a professional thing and we are all professionals, but when I play with my friends, there is a lot of like inter-chatter. Like, it's like we get along too much. And I know when I played Lady Blackbird, there were conversations happening with Naomi and Lady Blackbird that was separate to Cyrus and Kale. Like, and it was interesting because they were having in-character conversations, but it all happened at once. And the GM, was like, can you pause? You keep going. We'll come back to you. Just remember what exactly you said. Like, the tone around the table gets very, like, crazy, I notice, when I'm playing with my mates.
Bill and Chris, what about the two of you?
I think it's always a bit nervier, like before you meet people, right? So you invite some friends to play, and you know, even if the game's crap, you're hanging out with your friends. But before you meet these people, it could be a bit scary, and you don't know whether you're going to get on, whether the game's going to be good, and then you sort of also, they're not pickup games; they're streaming games as well. So you kind of, there's that added pressure of that too. I was lucky enough to be given like this cast of like really amazing role players, including some people I really admire from the scene. To run a limited game for them, and that was terrifying. Oh my god. It's not the same as having a few mates over and ordering some bubble tea, which is one of our rituals. And I literally,
lovely.
We get them to cut, like, there's a side door to the house, it's just down the alleyway, the carport, and the sliding door is like literally just like right where we play. So the bubble tea just like arrives, we just like and it's just a fun time. So but waking up at 9, like making sure your preparations all in order, and knowing that you've been asked to do this for a company as well, who've been really supportive for you, for a bunch of performers who you think are really awesome, whole different kettle of fish. So I'm really looking forward to doing a bit more casual gaming.
Yeah, it's nice. It has less pressure.
Chris?
Yeah, I think part of it for me is navigating the differences between the four of us are all in the professional arts scene. The majority of you have had the benefit of, not all of you, but majority of the people you've played with on streams have been, actors or performers in that way. And so I think one of the things I struggle with, and it's a struggle of mine, because I'm very particular, we'll let that hang, is what sort of level of professionalism and what sort of, like, what's the goal of this game? What's the goal of this stream? What's the goal of this kind of performance? Is it we want to tell a story in the game? Do we want to showcase the game? Do we want to give a performed sense of players around the table having fun with each other? All of that. And I'm happy to play in any of those, but I'm really particular about knowing what that is before I step in, for reasons. And I think that's the thing I struggle with the most is, I had a great vampire stream recently, and I was like, oh, so what's the goal here? Like, what are we doing? Are we... I think for a few people, they don't consider that as much. And that feels like a weird question to ask, because it's like, no, we're just playing a game. It's like, yeah, but we're not. We're also performing it for an audience. We're also considering how that audience is interpreting in that. And ideally, we're spending 3 or 4 or 5 hours even in some cases to give people something. So we've got to be... anyway, I could go on, but that's my thing for it. That's this thing I struggle with.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a sense of what level of role play and, buying into the genre we all ready for, because, even playing D&D with your mates, there is a sense of I'm more here to hang out with my friends, and that kind of camaraderie often spills into the game itself, where, you know, and you definitely like still have high stakes and stuff, but it's a bit less probably intense than maybe you're doing player versus player in a World of Darkness game, where there just needs to be a set of expectations for, okay, how do we commit to this high level of roleplay? Where are we willing to go? And how do we keep each other safe even when we're doing things that are, you know, very intense?
Yeah.
I guess is where you have your safety tools and
Stuff
and
like
all that. But yeah, it's good to always have a conversation, I think, about, hey, we're all on this, we're all making this thing together. I know that we do that when we make, you know, our seasons of Roll to Cast. We have a good old chat.
That's exactly the reason why I'm going to make my D&D group today do the summary for me, because we're all in this together, you know, so they have to remember what happened, because I certainly don't. It's been months.
Excellent.
And I'm running a game, so, you know, we're all in this together. I to be honest, I think it's kind of wild that there's such a thing as formal or professional tabletop roleplay that we get to engage in. I think that's really awesome. That it's become a category of performance, you know.
Yes.
Akin to but distinct from the kind of casual hobby role playing that we all like to engage in as well. And it does have its distinctions. It does have its differences. It's approached slightly differently. And
definitely has different aims.
It has different
outcomes.
aims, yeah.
Yeah, like its approach might be similar, but it's certainly different outcomes.
Yeah.
And now it's huge. It's become huge. I mean, the hype around Critical Role's new season was pretty deafening, you know?
Yeah.
People were like waiting with their digital pens ready to do artwork of the characters, you know? I need fan art. I need to do it, you know? It's so cool. It's so cool. It's such a cool thing that it's becoming more widestream. Widestream?
Yeah,
Widestream. It's more widestream now. Yeah.
Yes.
Broadband, if you will.
It reminds me of when you would be watching something on a DVD and it would like, the logo would then like widen out because it's like now in widescreen.
Previously just letterboxed.
Yeah.
When that was a thing, you know, that was a thing.
4.3, baby. The best ratio. The best ace.
Yeah.
Well, why are you in 16:9?
Because
Why is your feed in 16:9?
Because I'm a Luddite. You know that. We've talked about this.
I think we should.
I'd be so good if three of us were in 16:9 and Chris was just in 4x3 with scan lines.
We're going to be watching some 4x3 today, me and my partner.
Oh, nice.
We're
We're going to watch The Wire.
Watch one. Ah.
Right.
Well, I was
just
going
some
to
snuff
say.
videos.
Yeah, I can't
What's
find
wrong
the
with
book.
you?
What's wrong with you?
What else
watching
is
The
on a
Wire.
4x3
Everyone's talking about
VHS? Is The
There
Wire
is-
not in widescreen? It's not.
No, you can get it. It was remastered, but it's
Oh,
garbage,
wow.
and I hate it.
Yeah.
We watched it on like a streaming service, and about 10 minutes in, I was like, nah, sorry. No, not even 2 minutes in. I was like, wrong, incorrect. The framing's wrong. The direction is fucked. Cinematography, the performances are all whack now. It's garbage.
It was really shot for 4x3.
Yeah.
That's
it was
nuts.
It was made in 2002,
As was the custom for the time.
as was the technology at the time. It was a TV show.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's... Nope, I lost my thought. Someone else jump in.
Babadooey.
We talk for a living. Come on, guys.
Patreon.
Oh, yes. There's a
Patreon.
Ted Lasso quote where it's like, one of the wag, I guess, the girlfriend of one of the other footballers, Keely, who is a very lovely character, but she's making fun of one of the grumpy football captain, Roy. And she goes, "Oh, I'm Roy, and I get paid to play a game for a living, but I'm real grumpy still all the time." That's how I think of my life. Of like, we get to play games all the time. Very fun.
We don't yet pay ourselves.
No, we don't. We don't get to pay us, and maybe that's why we're allowed to be grumpy.
You can support Baby Beard Media by going to patreon.com/babybeard. You
You
get
know
that
that
gets you.
we're $80 away from our goal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Nope.
stretch
I
goal.
did the
Yeah.
math on it. I did the math on it today. It's funny because on our Patreon, on the mobile app, it puts together the both Australian and the American,
Yes.
like together. So what it says we are our goal. We are at $270 of 250.
Yeah.
Because it's done
Sweet.
one in Australian and one in American.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh, we've over exceeded our goal. And I'm like,
No,
wait, no.
no.
No, we're 80 Australian dollars away, which is maybe like 60 US.
Yes, something
From
like that.
a Uncle Bob.
Uncle
Radio
Bob
show,
will,
one
will
shot.
return
Wake-
back.
Yes,
One-off
Wake Up
episode.
Night City.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
he'll
just
come
want
back.
to come back and give my take on the question that I posed before.
Oh, did you not answer your own? Yeah,
No,
go
I
ahead.
didn't get thrown back to, so I felt weird.
Oh,
to be like,
sorry,
and now
sure.
I'm gonna talk.
Oh, yeah, no, just,
I was,
Yeah, go
I was
for
hoping
it.
for the
Take
shut
it.
up thing of like, and here's Sean. There's a
Problem.
throwback for
The
you.
problem is we
Cut.
forget the topic all the time.
I
What do
literally,
you mean? We go on tangents. What are you talking about?
after the first one, I was like, I don't even remember what the question was.
But no, for myself at least, like I found because like for Chris and Phil are the veterans of role playing comparatively to Ellen and myself, and we've caught up. But like the interesting thing for me was like the community, right? Community around tabletop role playing games, which I was never privy to up until a few years ago. And the big thing for me is like, yeah, it's awesome to do it with friends and to like role play with people that you know and discover new games, or just to get around and fucking play a game of D&D. But like the ability to like, even like with Phil and myself in our game, I brought someone that I knew that Phil did not know, and I walked into the game originally with two people that I did not know. And so, and then they're now friends, and they're people that we hang out with. And same with the group that I DM'd with. Like it was a friend of ours that came up to me and said, "Yeah, oh man, I'd love to play D&D." And an off the cuff comment, I'm like, "Well, if you get a group together, I'll DM for you." And he took that to heart, and he got someone that he knew that I didn't know, and that person brought someone that neither of us knew, and then I bought someone that none of them knew. And it was this weird episode 0. We're like, you know what? Maybe we should have dinner together and just meet each other. And
Yeah.
we've met weekly since April.
That's dope.
And one of them is now a Patreon. For us.
Yay!
It's crazy. Thank you, Luke.
Become more
Next week-
friends with people so that you can get more money from them.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. That's been the big thing for me is like, the ability to make friendships and connections and that you otherwise wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first D&D group, I was like, I don't know anybody.
It was us.
And yeah. It's like, who the hell are these people? Even though I went to acting school with all of you.
Yeah.
But even then, yeah, my like main D&D group was someone that I knew very well, someone I knew less so, a friend's, one of those people's brothers, and someone I have never met before in my life, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, it's lovely because you really forge friendships around the table. And you just get to know people better. There's a real camaraderie there that I appreciate from role-playing games.
Also, the weird thing that we've like developed friendships with developers and people within the industry as well. Like, even just the
That's
fact
a good
that-
thing to notice, yeah.
Yeah,
To
like
comment on.
that we've now dipped our toes and dipped our entire bodies into cyberpunk, and through that we've made a nice relationship with Artel Zorian, and especially Jay, their media ambassador.
He's still on the hook. He's on the hook to DM Castle Falkenstein for us.
Castle Falkenstein, yeah.
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Falkenstein. Maybe that should be another stretch goal.
We'll get through. Yeah, we'll get through all of their games eventually, I guess.
Mexican win.
Mechton. That's the fan favorite.
Yeah.
Especially a new edition eventually, but who knows?
What's What's the harem game again? Is that Teens in Outer Space?
Yeah, Teens in.
Is that the
yes.
harem game?
No, sorry. Teens in Space is
It's Kids on Bikes.
Kids on Bikes. What's their one? Oh, I'll have to remember. I remember
Isn't it
having
called
a big
Teenagers in Outer Space? Not Teens in Outer Space?
There you go.
Bang.
That's right.
I believe
In
it's
Outer
very
Space.
similarly titled.
Yes.
Teenagers in Outer Space, I believe it is. But speaking of that, we've been talking to people like, hey, what would you like to see us play? And there's like 200 different answers. There's so many games. There's so many interesting games. Like I've played a few myself, like here and there, different games. Chris is a World of Darkness guy, so Fiend, you know, and that school of games has like, you know, not all of them are the best, but there are.
No, some of them are quite bad actually.
There are a whole bunch of them, you know, Hunter, Werewolf, Raid.
Would love to run a Hunter game for all of you.
Mage is my favorite. Mage and Chainsaw are my favorite.
Mage is alright. Mage and Old World of Darkness is alright.
Mage is alright. That's the one you're playing with us, right?
Oh no, I meant the one that Phil's played. There's two versions. But every game of World of Darkness, there's two versions.
That's right.
Yeah.
Old and new.
Old and new. I like new. Old Mage, I don't like.
Old Mage, you don't like, right?
Old Mate sucks. Phil.
Old Mage.
Old mate.
Old Mate Vampire.
Yeah, Old Mate Vampire's fun. New Vampire's great.
Yes.
Well,
so what?
cool.
My question then is, what are you looking forward to playing next that you haven't yet played?
Me, but just generally,
anyone,
or all of us collectively.
Question for the group.
Okay.
I talked about this in our Discord actually with some of our Patreons. Let me find the person so I can shout them out.
While you're looking through that,
yes,
this is a game that I've talked about ad nauseum, especially around Chris for the better part of a year, because I follow one of my my favorite podcasts, Androids and Aliens, and they picked up Starfinder, which is by the same people who do Pathfinder.
Pathfinder in space.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Chris, the rapscallion, bought this for me for my birthday.
I did.
And it's a fucking tome.
It sure is.
But fuck, man, as someone who struggles with the math and the nitty-gritty, I sure do like to pick games that are very dense.
Yeah, Pathfinder is famous for being system heavy.
3.75.
But I love this. As far as like lore and world building and like character creation, this is dope. I would love to play Starfinder.
Yeah.
That's me.
I found the person. Hurricane Hawk was talking about Die, the RPG, which is based on the Die comic book by Kieran Gillen.
Which is around in this room somewhere. It's in that book, actually.
Yes.
That's friend of the pod, Paul.
Okay. Lovely. Paul. Oh, yes.
That's who that is.
Filmily fortunes.
Yeah.
Paul Hawk.
Yes, and I am obsessed with playing this game. The comic is basically like Jumanji TTRPG, where these teens sat around at a table, they created this game, and they went to play it, which then literally transported them into the world, which is a whole deconstruction of a lot of genres in role-playing games. And then they managed to get out, but could never speak of it again. Now that they're all 40-something, they are summoned back once they find a die delivered to one of them, and they have to go back to the world that they created. So the role-playing game based around of it is very cool, because you have to create both those teenagers that you once were and the characters that they would have wanted to play in the world. Like then you jump then you jump forward, and the game starts with you at that meeting point several years, decades later, when you have been summoned back again to do the game.
Cool.
So it's it's very rich in role-playing. The world is delightfully deconstructive. And I just think it would be so cool to play, especially like if we did it, because obviously we are very invested in role-playing.
Character creation.
So that's what I want. That's what I want to play.
And Phil and Chris, what about for the two of you?
Phil?
I'm looking forward to playing Jin. Want to get around to reading it?
Yes.
Adventures in the Imperium. I love Dune. I love sci-fi.
Oh, you've never read the books? They're quite good.
Yes. Want to get around to reading the role-playing book.
I'm a stinker.
Yeah. I really love the world. I'm beyond excited to see June next weekend because it's finally out in Australia next weekend.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm seeing it on Sunday in gold class with the missus.
Nice.
So I can get beers delivered to me throughout the film.
Every time they use the melange, you have a drink.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I have a bump.
The spice must flow.
I don't think they deliver lines to you on a little mirror. They should. That'd be awesome.
They should. It's gold class.
That's platinum class.
It's platinum class. Yeah, that's rich bastard class. So yeah, I paid for that for us to go see it. I've been waiting over a year to see it because it was supposed to come out last year. Love the game. Love the world itself. So I would love to play the game. I really want to be like a mentor or something. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to playing.
I'm really excited to play Alice's
Missing.
Alice is Missing. A friend of mine has it, and I'm really excited to try it. He keeps talking it up. Like, he's never played it. No one has. I think it's a game that you can only really play once. So I'm excited to play it. We'll see how it goes.
It's a text message-based game?
Yes, text message.
It is.
Text message. Yeah, you role play the game with text message to each other.
Oh, no.
That's it.
You better
At the
have
start of
everyone
it-
with the same phone. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you get that blue.
No, the
Or is
blue's
it the
great.
green? The green box?
The green is when it's an apple getting something from a
Yes.
non-apple.
The dreaded green box.
The plebs. I really liked Blades in the Dark. I've played it once or twice, and I'd love to play a bit more.
Nice.
And what was the other game that I really wanted to play?
Cult?
There was another one that I was really keen. Sorry?
Is it Cult?
I really want to play Cult.
Cult.
Cult, I'm excited to play. I really want to play more Dark Heresy. My partner and I have been playing it, and I want to play more of it, but timing's hard.
It's not super main. It's not super wideband. Main widescreen.
Yeah.
So it's hard
I
to
don't
find
know.
players for it.
And the Warhammer. No, we got enough players. It's just about the dreaded.
scheduling.
Yeah, it's just, I've never had that problem before, and now I do. Where I have to organize people's schedules. And the most one I think is the game that I'm really excited to play is the Warhammer Fantasy TTRPG, which is Dark Heresy in fantasy.
Oh, nice.
In the fantasy world. So I am fucking excited to have let's roll up D&D heroes. And then okay, first encounter. You've lost an arm permanently. Get fired.
Skaven ate it.
Yeah, you bleed out and die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of that kind of brutality. And I'm like, yeah, I want that in a fantasy world. I love that in a fantasy world.
Nice.
Also the Game of Thrones one. I don't know. Lots.
There's a
Too
lot.
many.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, we're kind of rollicking towards the end here. Making our way towards the end of the stream. So I think this is a good point just to have a bit of a brief overview of what's coming up for us.
What is coming
here
up?
at Baby Beard. Chief of which is that starting from if you're a Patreon member. For Australians this Thursday night, which will be Thursday morning for Americans, depending on where you are, or the following day for all the rest of you, Roll2Cast will be dropping episode 1 of the Blood-Soaked Rose, which is our Witcher RPG season, which we're just starting. It is season 6 of Roll2Cast. We just wrapped up Kids on Bikes, which was GM'd by Ellen, and now this here GM is coming back. 3-time Artalzurian champion.
I can only play their games apparently on stream.
We're jumping onto The Witcher, which is our brand new season. So we'd love for you all to come along and witness the adventures of Eve of Hirsch, Brioc, and Aurelius Tarnair. The adventures of a mage, a merchant, and a witcher. In which will be a grand old time. Of course, that aside, we're also going to be right back here next month, and there'll be a bit of a people's choice, as it were, a multiple choice option for what we will play. So that is an option that you will have in the coming weeks if you are a Patreon member. And also, speaking of Patreon, once again, if all this, whether it's our daily Let's Plays, we're also heading towards the end of Dragon Age if you're watching our daily Let's Plays.
So
Whether
close!
it's our daily Let's Plays, whether it's Roll to Cast or whether it's this monthly stream we do here, if you like what we do, if you want to support us, not only can you give us likes and subscribes and reviews on this channel or on your favorite podcatcher, you can also go to patreon.com/babybeard for as little as $5 American or $7 Australian. You can support us to get access to our Discord. Also, you can get episodes of our podcast early. You can be instrumental in choosing what sort of games we're going to play here, or at some of the higher tiers, you could even be involved in the games themselves.
I'd have to make a new overlay, but I think it would be worth it. It would be worth it.
Make Phil do the work.
Yeah.
Make him work.
We'll do it for you.
But that's kind of. I think I've covered most of the things that are kind of upcoming. That's
I would say
kind of
so.
us in the world of Baby Beard. Of course, you can catch a lot of us. So for the cyber. What is it now? Cyber Nation Uncensored. You've got Ellen and Phil doing their weekly Cyberpunk stream, which is on a Thursday night.
Thursday night, US.
For
Yeah.
Americans.
Yes.
Yep. You've got a weekly Fallout stream for Ellen, which will be on their Tuesday nights for Americans.
You got it.
And then you just got to keep up to date with us on social media, on where else we may pop up, because we're always popping up some places. Yeah, that's the Sean spiel of the State of the Union, State of the Nation.
Yeah,
And the
well,
hush falls as Sean addresses the nation.
we'll see everyone next month.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here. We love you all, and we look forward to see you in a month's time.
Oh, don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote.
Vote.
Listeners'
Vote.
choice. AustralianPodcastawards.com
Yes,
/vote.
absolutely. So that will be on the 28th, which is this Sunday, is when that finishes. So if you're looking to support us and vote, do that ASAP.
Thank you all so much.
Bye. We love you.
I'm just gonna keep